Visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/
KKSE, Parker, Denver, Altitude Sports Radio 950, the proud home of VSiN, the sports betting network.
There's a familiar face atop the odds board to win it all. Hi, I'm Stoney Bonantoni with VSiN, the sports betting network. The Georgia Bulldogs are a short plus 190 price to get redemption in the title tilt following last year's SEC championship loss to Alabama that cost the Dogs a spot in the CFP. Kirby Smart's team is also a plus 330 favorite to win a third national title in 4 years. Newcomer Texas, who did make the Final Four a year ago, is the second shortest shot at plus 320 to claim their SEC title in the first season. Lane Kiffin's Ole Miss team at 6-1 looks to build on their 11-2 season a year ago, bringing back offensive stars Jackson Dart, Trey Harris, and Caden Priestcorn. It feels wrong to see the Crimson Tide so far down the board at 9-1, but that's the Nick Saban retirement effect. LSU rounds out the short shots at plus 950, but will have to now Jaden Daniels, who's on to the NFL.
For more, head to VSiN.com.
A numbers game with Gil Alexander.
Reggie Bush got his Heisman Trophy back, ladies and gentlemen. I didn't expect to see that. He got it back because the Heisman Committee said, because of enormous changes in the college football landscape, here's your Heisman back. My question, as I said off air, was this. Okay, if that's the case, if you're giving Reggie Bush's Heisman back, shouldn't USC get that championship reinstated too?
A numbers game with Gil Alexander. Weekdays at 10 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Pacific on VSiN, the sports betting network.
This is VSiN senior MLB analyst Adam Burke. Let's face it, between bad managers and umpires like Angel Hernandez, betting on baseball can be brutal. But my daily article is here to help. Every morning, I go through each MLB matchup and give you my best bets of the day. I analyze pitching matchups, study analytics, look at lineups, and even weather reports, all to find value on the baseball slate. My daily article is only available to VSiN Pro subscribers. To become a subscriber, head to VSiN.com/pro today.
VSiN is thrilled to introduce a new VSiN.com tailor-made to the evolved needs of today's sports bettors. Our upgraded navigation streamlines your journey, allowing you to swiftly access articles, videos, and podcasts, whether you're tuning in live or catching up on your favorite shows.
KKSE, Parker, Denver, Altitude Sports Radio 950, the proud home of VSiN, the sports betting network. Altitude Sports Radio 950 presents
Broncos on 3, 1, 2, 3, Broncos!
Continuing coverage of Broncos Draft 2024, live from Stoney's Bar and Grill on Lincoln, the heartbeat of Denver sports. Join the party now for NFL Draft coverage and watch Party for Nuggets Lakers Game 3.
Come on now!
Now, here's DMac, Coach Mike Sanford, and Andy Lindahl.
Now that we're on 950, I gotta say, shout out to Urban Joe with all props. My guys.
Hey, get in the hunt.
Guys.
Who do you want?
Let's get in the hunt.
Get in the hunt. Give me a neighbor.
So thank you for listening on 950. We are commercial free for the rest of the draft. Commercial free.
You know, I did a post-game show this way, but it was an hour.
We're doing no breaks. We're just here. That's it. Thanks.
Voices may disappear. They may return.
And now, listen, if one of us needs to tap out for whatever reason, it's fine.
I think we should have a stare-off to see who can do
I
want a pure old-school stand-up.
I will think less of whoever taps out first.
Oh, yeah. I'm not tapping out. DMac, I'm here for the long haul, buddy.
I didn't put this diaper on for no reason.
Well,
I did notice that. I saw it. It wasn't a man-thong.
It was a bold choice.
There was a suspicious bulge in the back.
When D-Mac's doing Depends reads next week, we'll all know.
Boy, I said that, and I look up on the TV, and there was Scott Hastings' crotch as he stood up when Jamal Murray hit a shot. Yeah, I saw that. But we are here to follow what's happening right now. The 7th pick of the draft, the Titans, the pick is in. There was no trade. Right now, it's kind of gone chalk, a little bit of a surprise where Joe Alt went a little bit sooner, but JJ McCarthy's on the board. All the big name defenders are Dallas Turner's on the board, Jared Verse, of course, Brock Bowers, your guy, is on the board.
My guys are right there, either Bowers or Turner. I want one of those two.
Odunze is on the board, and the Titans. Okay, fascinating. So let's see what's going to happen here.
I think it's offense.
It's offensive line.
It's offensive line?
It's offensive line.
Who are you feeling?
I'm feeling J.C. Latham, the Alabama offensive tackle.
Let's go to the podium.
With the 7th pick In the 2024 NFL Draft, the Tennessee Titans select J.C. Latham. Tackle.
And you saw, DMac. I didn't have my phone out in front of me.
You better not be cheating. No cheating on draft
I showed
coverage.
him. Once he said it, I looked, and Ian Rappaport is just ignoring Goodell's orders and just tweeting everything out before he seems to say
well,
it.
we're not going to cheat because it would suck to cheat like this, especially with the Broncos coming up. But J.C. Latham from Alabama. Talk to me about this player.
He's the biggest offensive tackle. He's known more as a punishing run blocker. He does have a vicious punch as a pass protector. A little surprising. I do think that this was probably the number 2 tackle on Bill and Brian Callahan's board in Tennessee because they run more of an outside zone type of a scheme. But J.C. Latham he was no question going to be a top 10, top 12 type
Well,
pick.
here's the moment, Broncos fans. If you wanted JJ McCarthy, he is sitting right there, and you don't have to give away the house to go from 12 to 8. You could do it if you just love JJ McCarthy. And you got to assume that Sean Payton loves somebody. I mean, it is impossible for me to go through this draft and think that he wasn't checking. I mean, May, Daniels, and Williams were never a possibility. Never. Can you imagine that there's a scenario where Sean Payton doesn't like one of these 3 guys that's left?
That's left?
Right, that's left.
Well,
McCarthy, Penix, Nix. Is there a scenario where you don't think Sean Payton wants one of these guys?
I think the fact that Ed Werder did say that there are 26 players, 26 total players that Sean Payton and the Broncos organization deemed worthy of a first round.
I'm sorry to interrupt. The pick is in with the Falcons, so that is not a trade. I got to assume it's a wide receiver.
I mean, I think.
You go defense too.
I think this is Dallas Turner.
Oh, you think it's defense?
I'm going Dallas Turner, Alabama edge rusher.
We got a quarterback coming, but it may not be the one people think.
Come on. So you're cheating here.
No, I am cheating. I'm flat out cheating.
Is this a Michael Penix Jr.
pick? Somebody grab Sanford.
Well, hold
on to Mike Sanford.
What are you talking about?
I'm just seeing tweets saying that Michael Penix is about to have his name called.
I had heard this rumor.
And
this is the Jordan Love following Aaron Rodgers scenario in Atlanta.
Jeff Howe is reporting in one of the Atlanta guys. It's going to be Michael Penix going before JJ McCarthy. And Mike Sanford feels a touch of vindication.
Oh, my God.
He's going to raise a White Claw in celebration.
I think it's time to crack one of these open right here. All of us that are here at the Stonies. Because Michael Penix Jr.
So that's why they didn't trade it. They wanted him. I told you I thought Michael Penix was more liked than people were letting on. Nobody talked about Michael Penix. These NFL coaches don't come out and tell you what they're thinking because they're all mass paranoid that somehow it's going to blow everything up. And nobody was talking about Penix.
Well, you're cheating here, Andy. Come on, man. Come on. Let it play out, brother. Let it play out the best you can.
No, I want people to know. If we hold on, with the amount of tweets, these are Denver people tweeting about it, including our buddy Nick Kosmider. And remember, he's out at the Bronco facility. So they probably have a quicker feed than some of us do.
Oh, well, there's no doubt there's quicker ways to get the information. Okay, that's
your mind's blown. It's all right.
I
Take a minute, regather.
As they show JJ McCarthy and his family back home in Illinois.
That's a Tim Tebow field here. You remember that when Tim had his whole family in the front room?
Well, I really believe that the stars are aligning for JJ McCarthy to be a Denver Bronco.
Oh, so Minnesota skips him?
I think there was some smoke screens on that one. I really do.
Okay.
I think Minnesota was only going to move for one guy.
They're focusing on Michael Penix. It's got a nice fit, huh? His style with the white sunglasses.
That's all
good.
A very stylish front row.
Yeah, I tell you what, man, that is fashion central right there at the Penix household. No doubt about it. Well, the pick is in. Andy's cheating.
I am.
Saying
for the good of everybody knowing what they need to know.
All right, so we will find out here shortly.
What is the commissioner doing? Half of Twitter has ruined his moment.
Well, I think the commissioner didn't. He's like, "Are you sure? Are you sure, Atlanta?" No, everybody said this guy wasn't a first rounder.
This is your guy.
Well, everybody told me on Twitter for the last 6 months this guy's not a first round draft pick. So we're going to find out here in a second if he indeed is the pick.
So you know what? Are they doing this because they have a Kirk Cousins to kind of mentor him?
No, it's exactly what it is. This the Jordan Love groom situation. You could say he's 23 years old.
DMac is apoplectic.
Oh, I'm fine with it. I'm stunned.
You just want it official.
Well, to me, this is a weird situation again. Like Jordan Love, you're not doing anything to help Kirk Cousins right here succeed. So perhaps Atlanta doesn't care, but why would you get him anyways? I don't really get it. I don't understand it. It doesn't make sense to me.
I would argue that Atlanta, for the last few years, has beefed up its skill position players. Kyle Pitts is going to have a monster year.
All right, let's go to the podium and find out.
With the 8th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Atlanta Falcons select Michael Penix Jr.
Wow.
From Washington.
Wow.
But he wasn't better than JJ McCarthy, and he wasn't better than Bo Nix.
Wow.
Apparently the National Football League has spoken.
Congratulations,
Michael
Coach.
Penix Jr. is not only a first-round talent, he's a top 10 talent.
So is this bad news for the Broncos?
I don't think so. I don't think that Michael Penix Jr. was ever the apple of Sean Payton's eye. And I think now you have JJ McCarthy sliding down the board. JJ McCarthy's a terrific fit for Sean Payton, but he also has upside. He's got athleticism. He's got a plus arm strength. The guy he can rip the football. If you would have watched DMac, JJ McCarthy's arm strength versus Bo Nix's at the combine, you would have said, this isn't even a competition. It is not even close.
What do you think, Andy?
I would have taken a chance on him. I do. Look, I know we're all afraid of the injury history. Look, I'm not going to sit here and tell you I saw this coming, but there was rumblings that he could have gone to the Giants. And they know, look, I'll say this. Some coach said to me on our podcast last night, at least the Raiders don't get him. At least he's not going to be using that big arm to throw to Devontae Adams all over that Broncos secondary.
It puts the Bears on the clock. And listen, if they, hey, I get it. Atlanta wanted a quarterback. They're not going to trade out of it. They got to be thrilled.
Let me ask you this, though. With the Bears, let's say, now you think there's smoke on Minnesota, but let's say there isn't. Bears aren't trading in division to help you get your quarterback,
No way. No way.
So Minnesota's not going to jump to this pick.
This pick right here is going to be another Washington Husky. It's going to be Rome Odunze.
Odunze?
You think the Bears just say, screw it, we want to get our guy.
I mean, you know what else they do?
The third receiver off the board.
And these three receivers are dudes. I mean, they are franchise-altering dudes.
Is there a drop from the third receiver to the fourth and the fifth?
I see a pretty significant drop from the combine and from all the different people I talked to and my own film evaluation.
Wow, the pick is in there. They did not do a trade.
The pick is in, and they're about to open the season ticket hotline for all the Bears fans.
Caleb Williams, the Rome Odunze.
Here's your offense, kids.
Wow, man. Well, it's got to be a receiver then, and probably Rome Odunze. Probably nothing to think about there. So you got Rome Odunze and Michael Penix. Man, Washington probably should have won the national championship, huh? JJ McCarthy hasn't gone yet.
Well, they were in the game.
So in terms of the Broncos, what an ideal situation. Well,
not yet.
Oh, man.
But it's getting close.
And if you're the Vikings.
He might be sitting there at 12, D-Mac. JJ McCarthy might be sitting there at 12. The Jets aren't taking him.
No, the Jets aren't taking him. I think the Jets are going to take Brock Bowers, frankly. I think that makes the most sense at this point. I think Brock Bowers is not only fits a position of need for the Jets, but I think he's probably the best player available, too. It's a combination of things. But we haven't seen a lot of defensive players go at this point. I mean, what have we had for defensive players?
We haven't seen one. No, there hasn't been one.
No, you're right. That's right.
And this Bears pick could be a defensive player. In all reality, this could be a defensive player. They have made so many offseason acquisitions on the offensive side of the ball.
Dallas Turner or corner?
I think it could be Dallas Turner. There was some smoke on that. Apparently, the Chicago Bears were high on Jared Verse. That's a rumor I had heard. So you're gonna. I think
that's a reach here, though, isn't it?
It is, but I think there were some signs being shown. You saw some pictures. Caleb Williams and Rome Odunze, they were actually on the same flight on their way to Detroit. I think that's exactly who Caleb Williams wants.
Well, I love what the Falcons did, by the way, because this goes to he's not worth it. He's a quarterback. Yes, he's worth it. There's no reason to mess around and say, his value really is in the 20s or whatever. The Falcons just said, we're not going to mess around with it. We don't care about that. There's only one quarterback in play at a time. We're going to stick with the quarterback. And I think that logic should apply to the Broncos, too. The concept of First of all, there have been no trades. Zero.
Oh, no.
None right
that's
now.
a lie. Tom Pelissero just tweeted, we're about to have Minnesota on the clock at 10.
Oh,
they traded with the Jets.
Okay. Well, that's good to know. Well, let's go to the podium for the Bears.
With the 9th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Chicago Bears select Rome Odunze.
Got that one.
Washington.
All right.
How about the NFC North right now?
Yeah.
So now what are we
Listen,
doing?
let's get back. Rome Odunze, nice job. That makes sense. This is bigger news. The Jets just made a deal. Go ahead, Andy. What are you seeing?
Well, so here it is. Now I'm looking for Pelissero to give us some Jet. Minnesota's jumped up one spot to 10.
Okay.
But what I don't see is, now remember, did they give up that second pick? Are we about to have double Minnesota picks? Nobody's got the terms of the deal. Adam Schefter confirming it too. Minnesota's got the Jets spot at 10. So this is about to change and become Minnesota on the clock. Here we go. No, see, no one's got whether
well,
they gave up
I'll assume that it's just a flop of picks and some other
a third rounder.
Well,
why would they have to do that?
Well, here's why
this
it's
is not JJ McCarthy then.
Well, that's Minnesota.
The Jets are not taking JJ McCarthy.
Oh, yeah, they could because they could be concerned about the Broncos. And this is exactly what is going to drive me absolutely nuts. If we find out Minnesota's on the clock, if they take JJ McCarthy and we find out later the Broncos were hot on JJ McCarthy and you couldn't move up 2 spots, that is going to be an abysmal failure. So it tells me that there's something that the Vikings think about what the Broncos want to do that makes them move up to 1 spot. For the Jets, this is a no-brainer. No-brainer. They know it's going to be a quarterback here. They get value for something else and still can get Brock Bowers or whoever else they want.
But I'm telling
you,
no
brainer for the Jets right here.
They might have given up the second of their first-round picks and a little bigger haul so they can have 2 in a row because they've yet to change. Nope, now they just flipped it. So they did flip
that
1 spot.
Yeah, the Jets weren't going to give up Brock Bowers.
Well, Bowers will still be there at 11.
Well, Brock Bowers, listen, he could be there at 12. He could.
Well, no, but if McCarthy's there,
this is going to be.
It's interesting.
Well, this is going to be a quarterback. This is a quarterback. Ain't no doubt about it. No doubt about it. And it's a quarterback that the Vikings were paranoid enough about the Broncos or the Raiders that they said we got to do something to get him.
DMac, can you think about this from a context standpoint?
I am going to be so pissed off if I find out the Broncos wanted whoever the Vikings are about to get right now.
But the Broncos didn't have the capital to move up.
They got the capital to move up 2 spots. Well, of course they do.
Well, the Vikings.
Not if there's a bidding war.
Yeah, and the Vikings have more capital.
What do you think?
Were you going to give up Pat Surtain to move up 2 spots?
No, but
what are you giving up?
Well, we'll see what the Vikings gave up.
They have 2 picks
first. Let's see who they pick.
Well, it's going to be a quarterback.
The pick is in.
This is potentially going to really piss me off right here.
But
this is reminiscent of 2018.
Who was even open? But DMac, you don't know who is open, who is answering their phone. You have no clue. Was anybody going to answer the phone?
And did the Broncos want McCarthy?
We'll find out. Hey, listen, if they didn't want McCarthy, fine. I don't care. But when I heard the Broncos wanted Sam Darnold and they didn't move up 2 spots to get him because he was it, that ticked me off.
You got to remember,
fine
though.
If they didn't want him.
Remember. See again. That's where the ghost of Paxton Lynch still haunted him, because the year that they could have moved up the 2 spots was when they signed Case Keenum.
Actually, this pisses me off right now.
Elway himself said
this pisses
he
me
was
off.
hoping Keenum would influence Lynch.
This actually,
and then they remembered.
Okay. This actually sucks because the Broncos could have easily done this. Okay, the Broncos could have done this.
He's gone.
Are you going to do this all night?
But
no, not after we're done.
How could the Broncos have gotten this done?
You
don't know
move
that.
2 spots.
But
Come on, Mike. You could 2 spots. You obviously.
But if there's a bidding war, which team's going to win? The team that has 2 first-round picks.
Okay, here we go.
You think they gave up a first-round pick to move 2 spots?
From Adam Schefter, terms of the trade, they traded 11 and a 4th and a 5th to the Jets in exchange for 10 and pick 203.
That's not a bidding war. That is chump change. The Broncos could have easily done that. Easily.
That may mean they didn't want to.
I get it. So the Broncos didn't want whoever this is, or they didn't try at least. That's the message.
Yeah, that they didn't want to give up. Again, it may have been we like JJ McCarthy enough if he falls to us, which I know drives you crazy.
Let's look at this right now historically. We're at pick 10. All indications are this is JJ McCarthy. How many quarterbacks off the board in 10 picks? 5.
5 quarterbacks.
Half of the draft has gone towards quarterbacks.
Right, because they're smart. Because the NFL has figured this shizzle out, and they know what time it is,
So
except
were
for
the
the Broncos.
Patriots, the 49ers, the Jets, all smart, the Bears? Because all the guys
Are they all
were
stupid?
Well,
Are they all dumb?
Hey, all their quarterbacks are gone. We just did this dance in 2021.
Oh, I know.
And
Trust
4 of the
me,
5
I
are
get
not
it.
even playing for the same team.
I'm starting to lose it right now.
The good news here, though, there is a lot of quality
Well, now
at
hold on.
pick 12.
I thought you wanted Bo Nix. He ain't gone.
Yeah, he's right there for the taking.
Well, my paranoia radar is way up right now. That is not going to be anybody at 12.
Well, the National Football League evaluators have spoken, and
They have.
Bo Nix is not in a top 5 quarterback draft.
Well,
grade.
I'll give you this. At this point, you could trade back and get Bo Nix, and nobody else is taking him.
Listen,
Raiders
they-
aren't taking him. Nobody's taking him.
They may do that.
And that is the big rumor that they'll trade back with the Eagles. If they do a trade with the Eagles and move back to 22, which has been speculated by Daniel Jeremiah and Daniel Miller, okay?
Do they pick up a second-round pick?
Yes, they do. They would pick up pick number
that's
50.
The key.
The Eagles have 2 second-round picks.
Do you like that if that happens right now?
I'm nervous about it.
Do you
but
like it, the fact that
I'd
he would be the
fine.
6th quarterback off the board?
Yeah, that doesn't bother me at all.
No, but I'm
because
saying that not taking him in at 12
I'll tell you this.
versus getting value.
Penix would have been available, okay? Nobody was going to go after Penix either except for Atlanta, who loved him. And Atlanta just did something really stupid. You didn't help Kirk Cousins at all win this year, and you planned for you Jordan loved Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, now it's working out right now.
3 years later, so
get
if you
to the
don't care
second
about
round of the playoffs.
that's awesome. You don't care about winning. You're spending $40 million for a quarterback. You're smart.
They have plenty of offensive firepower.
When is Michael Penix
Bijan
actually going to
Robinson.
take? When is he going to take the field for the Falcons? In 3 years
Could
from
be
now?
next
Who
year.
knows? Kirk Cousins, his season ended.
Hold on.
Why the
Kirk
hell did you
Cousins-
get Kirk
hold
Cousins
on.
then?
Kirk Cousins is coming off an Achilles. How do we even know he's going to recover properly? He
Oh.
could blow it up
Oh,
again.
okay. So I'm not the one that just spent X amount of dollars on Kirk. I don't even care. It's a dumb
Yes, you
thing.
do.
I
You're
kind of
really mad.
don't. I do and I don't at the
You're
same
about
time.
to really get mad.
I'm not about to get mad because I know what's going to happen.
Yes, you are.
I'm already there. I mean, either way, this is going to be lousy for the
You're
Broncos.
about to see it in black and white.
Okay. Listen, you with the shizzleini grin over there. Hey, we're on 950. Can we curse?
I don't think so.
Are the rules different?
Would you do that in honor of Irvin Joe? No, don't do that.
Well, Irvin Joe would drop an F-bomb every now
Every now and again, but they had
After he read a business card, you never know. Got business done. That's what I'm talking
He
about.
once gave me a shout-out while I worked at the other station.
All right, DMac, if this pick is JJ McCarthy, which all signs
It
lead
is.
to, back to your original take, DMac. Do you move up to 11 for Bo Nix?
Now you don't need to do anything because the Jets, because who are you
Do you
threatened
pick
by?
Bo Nix at 12?
I
You're
would,
the GM.
Yes, I would.
You pick Bo Nix at 12.
Yeah, I'd pick Bo Nix
You
at
were
12.
taking okay.
Yeah, I'd
So
be fine.
you take the 6th quarterback.
Yeah,
at
because
12.
I think the Falcons are dumb. So I think they're stupid, and they'll have years of terrible play ahead of them not making the playoffs. But that's the Falcons. Who gives a crap? That's their misery.
Can we please get to the Broncos pick?
Oh, I'm so excited. Hey, no cheating. Nobody
no
here.
cheating. Yeah,
Nobody
don't
here
do
at
it.
Stoney's is
Cheating's
going to
done.
cheat.
All right. Andy's already. We already know what this is going to be.
Really? I'm the only guy in a bar with social media. Is that what you're telling me?
All right. Well, here comes Goodell, and they've got somebody with them, so we'll have some
This will
announcements.
be a longer announcement
I
of the
know,
pick.
but let's go to the podium and find out.
To help make the Minnesota Vikings selection, we are honored to have with us the surviving mother, brothers, and nephew of fallen hero, United States Army Sergeant Zachary Ewing.
Standing ovation from afar.
Zachary died after a battle with cancer, a cancer that was discovered after he was injured during his second deployment to Iraq. We salute him and thank his family and TAPS, the Tragedy Assistance Program for Survivors, which offers care to those grieving the loss of a military loved one. I'm now going to turn this over to Sergeant Ewing's nephew, Asher, who will announce the pick in honor of his uncle.
That's cool.
With the 10th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Minnesota Vikings select
JJ McCarthy,
quarterback, Michigan.
Okay. That's a remarkable deal for the Vikings. They only had to move up one spot. They also have pick number 23. I'm sure they held on to that. Vikings are looking pretty smart right now. They're looking pretty smart. And the Vikings absolutely were paranoid that the Broncos were interested in JJ McCarthy. How interested do you think they got that right? Do you think the Broncos were interested in JJ McCarthy or perhaps the Raiders?
I believe wholeheartedly that the Broncos were very interested in JJ McCarthy. I also believe that the Broncos, Sean Payton, George Payton, they made the efforts to get into this position. I just don't think that the phone was answered because of the fact that they don't have the capital to do that.
They don't have a 4th and a 5th round pick? Of course they do.
But they're also sitting, they traded out the 11th. You got to think about that. You got to look at the New York Jets. Now, who are they going to jump on?
They're going to take Brock Bowers,
I'm
not looking at my phone.
You bet.
I promise you, Bowers goes here.
I will be stunned if it's not Brock Bowers.
It has to be.
If you want to do anything for Aaron Rodgers, you give him weapons, and there's
Right.
zero doubt right now.
And all
There's
three
no
of the
receiver worthy of
receivers
this
are
pick.
gone.
Yeah, there's no receiver worthy of this pick.
You said that the difference between the 3rd and 4th receiver is significant, right?
Absolutely.
So Bowers is by a mile the most effective offensive person right now. It's a no-brainer.
Nick Saban on the draft pregame show, they were doing a roundtable. They asked the simple question, what NFL player or what draft player is most NFL ready out of all of them? He said Brock Bowers. Nick Saban said that, who coached against the guy.
Again,
So-
if you are set in other places, if you've got the right quarterback, the right offensive line, sure, okay. But the history of successful tight ends doesn't lie in the first round. But if you're set in a certain place, but the Jets are set. The Jets are actually in a good spot to do this.
I look as the number one argument against the tight end in this spot is Kyle Pitts. He had Desmond Ridder throwing him the football the last couple of years.
Right.
You got to think about Kirk Cousins, Michael Penix Jr. now. They beefed up where their deficiency was.
If I was the Jets, I would not take Bowers here. I wouldn't.
They
I would
could take Troy Fautanu. You got to think offensive line protection.
All right. I don't know what their offensive line is, but
Well, it's terrible. That's how Aaron got
all
hurt.
right. Well, if that's the case, then
But
fine.
guards, but you know, Mike, they don't like to take guards this high in the draft.
But Troy Fautanu was a starting left tackle for University of Washington. He's 6'5", has the position versatility. I do think this is a Bowers or Fautanu pick.
I just think that they're just bending over to kiss butt to Aaron Rodgers, and that's who they've made the biggest investment into. I mean, what do they pay him?
He's running the show.
Yeah, he's running the show. They pay
might
him.
as well be GM.
So if it could be offensive line. All right, fine, fine. That's fine.
Where I could see this being Troy Fautanu from Washington is the fact that he was known as the best pass protector in this draft class.
Well, I hope that is the case because 4 guys on our station wanted Brock Bowers, yourself included.
Oh, I can't. Yeah. Although I don't know. It could be both Bowers and Turner there, and then I'm really torn.
You could have Bowers, Turner, and Nix all there.
Stop with the Knicks. Kick Nix
We'll
out
find
of here.
out.
Well,
hey, the great thing is we've had this argument for the last 5 months.
We're
going to see.
Right? And hey, buddy.
Because guess what?
You thought I was going to be upset. Let's see where your energy's at if they go with Nix, because I'll be pumped.
My energy's going to be down.
It'll be complete opposite.
It's going to be down.
It'll be complete opposite.
In fact, actually, Andy and I, we have an organized walkout here.
It's about to be.
Ironically, that would not be the first time at this location during draft coverage that would have happened to me. That literally did happen.
No,
Thank you, Garrett Bowles.
Okay, all right.
Well, that did happen. I was on that stage over there, not here, but literally it happened. 10 minutes by myself.
Happen. People get fired up. Hey, I had your old partner who I had to ask to quit with the language, or we were not going to make it another 15 minutes of draft coverage.
All right, the pick is in for the Jets. I'll say it's Bowers. What do you think?
I'll go Bowers.
Okay.
I'm going Troy Fautanu.
And that'll put the Broncos on the clock. Man, I can feel the tension in here. Thanks.
Quiet.
Yeah, everybody is pretty subdued.
Well, you know what?
I really don't know what the fans even want. We should survey them a little bit.
We'll get the pick, and then let's ask them. Are they bummed about JJ? I think a lot of people thought JJ might
All right, let's go to the podium.
With the 11th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the New York Jets select Olu Fashanu.
Penn State offensive tackle.
Wow.
Nice
Okay.
job.
All right. Well, same sort of concept.
Yeah,
right?
Olu is the high school teammates of Caleb Williams.
Wow.
Good counsel in Washington, D.C.
The Denver Broncos are on the clock. All right, let's say this. Who wants Brock Bowers? Who wants Dallas Turner?
Nobody wants a pass rusher.
Right.
We don't like Von Miller?
Who wants Bo Nix? Oh, man.
The options aren't great right now. Hey,
Hold on.
Wow.
Who wanted JJ McCarthy? Were you guys getting your hopes up?
No, this is a crowd divided right now.
I think it's just a crowd that's
Interesting.
extremely stoic because of the recent draft history.
Who loves Zach Wilson? Just kidding.
Well, let me tell you this. I was wrong. I can admit I was wrong. I didn't think Brock Bowers would be here. So you in the morning show should be pretty
Stop
pumped.
with the morning show. I was with Coach talking about Brock Bowers right after
Well,
bowl
who do you
season.
want right now? Call your
Just
shot.
me.
The pick is
Brock
in.
Bowers. Give me Brock
who do you want?
freaking
Who do you want?
Bowers.
I want Dallas Turner.
I want Bo Nix. Let's go. Enough of this
it's
crap.
in.
Let's turn it
Let's
around.
find out.
The pick is in. It's a no-brainer. It's Bo Nix. That's who they want. That's who they're going to get. It would make the most sense. Let's stop this mile-high nightmare that we've been suffering through, and let's get a quarterback.
Why did you just pick up Wilson? Why did you bother
I don't
with that?
care about Zach Wilson. He can go date as many moms as he wants. It doesn't matter to me. I want Bo Nix right here, right now. Enough is enough.
And the great thing is, DMac, you're going to find out if Sean Payton, George Payton think that Bo Nix is worthy of the 12th overall pick in the National Football League
thank
draft.
God they didn't do that foolishness of dropping back, all that stupidity. The pick is in. The Broncos made a selection at 12. Don't cheat.
Come on, man. We don't want
I'm trying to.
Don't
no,
cheat.
no,
Don't
put
it
it
down.
away.
Put it down. Put it down.
Andy
We
Lindahl.
You know
Cheater.
it's our responsibility to break news.
No. We want to
Not wait
find
for
out.
Roger Goodell to hobble his rear
There's
end
Bo
out to the
Nix.
podium.
Let's go, Bo. Let's do it. Let's chase the ghosts away of Josh Allen, Bradley Chubb, not drafted a quarterback at 20.
Oh, we're going to a commercial
We're going to a
break.
commercial.
Taco Bell commercial. He might
No, it's not.
We got the Broncos, Nikola Jokic.
It's not Taco Bell. Is it seriously?
No.
Oh, that's funny. That would have been hysterical. if
Could
it
have
was. Oh, God, that would have been great. All right, so who do you want? Who do you want?
I told you, Brock Bowers.
Bowers.
Dallas Turner.
Won't be angry if it's him.
There hasn't been a defensive player taken off the board. You are at 12 picks. Get a player that's going to be your next Max Crosby. You don't have one.
It's got to be Bo Nix, guys.
No, it does
gotta
not.
be.
They're the
Well, first of all,
quarterback.
they didn't trade back. Thank God. So they did not follow through on the rumor about trading back to 22 with the Eagles. They didn't do that. So whoever this is, they value more than picking up a second-round draft pick, okay? That is the truth. It cannot be a defensive player
I
with
was
Sean
going to
Payton.
ask you, what are you going to do?
It cannot be Dallas Turner. It cannot be Dallas Turner. Don't cheat. I'm going to strangle you if you cheat. I'm just too... I don't care the rest of the draft. Cheat as much as you want. I don't care. We need this moment. We need this moment of Bo Nix. Bo Nix. Can I get a Bo Nix chant going? Bo Nix. It's like 3 guys. That's terrible. That was pathetic. Who else? Who else could it be?
It's just those 3. You got 2 at the top of their position on the board.
God, I am like
And then
sweating.
you got the 6th at his position on the board.
And the 6th of his position on the board.
This is such a huge moment. I'm really kind of losing it in kind of a good way.
DMac, do you think that Bo Nix would be a great quarterback at the Denver Broncos?
Yes, because I believe in ownership. I believe in a better coach with an offensive focus. They wouldn't do it after all this investigation if they didn't have a plan. The way the Broncos...
Then why did you trade for Zach Wilson?
I don't know. That bugs me.
Why did you trade for Zach Wilson?
I think you traded for him in case Nix were to go. I think that's the case. in case Nix was gone, you needed to break glass in case of emergency situation. That's why.
So if this...
I think Nix is a smart guy. He's played a ton of football, ridiculous amount of football. 48 touchdowns to 3 interceptions last year. He's 24 years old and he's married. He's a mature guy. He's the same age as Zach Wilson. He's the same age as Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson does have 34 NFL starts, which of course is impressive. But I don't know if they could be in a better position for Bo Nix to succeed than with Sean Payton.
How you figure? With what O-line and with what playmakers?
I think the O-line's in a good spot,
O-line?
Andy.
What
I
are you
really
worried
do.
about that?
I'm worried about the playmakers.
Playmakers?
There's no playmakers on this team.
What are you worried about, the center position?
No, playmakers.
Playmakers, they got Marvin Mims. He'll be all right. I mean, listen, it's not about this year. You guys got to understand that, too. It's not about this year.
Please.
It's not. It's about next year when you have $100 million in cap space, and I don't even expect Bo Nix to start right away. You blend him in eventually. Now, you're not going to have a quarterback competition. You're going to have a smart, sort of organized way to do things. By the way, I'll tell you this. If it's Bo Nix, Sean Payton is here for the long haul. He is not going to be a short-time coach. You are going to have stability. All right, are we going here? Oh, not yet. All right, there's the war room. There's Kerry. There's Greg. There's George Payton wearing an orange tie.
I don't see a ton of joy on the faces of said group.
They should be if they're drafting. Pick is in. Oh, my God. Here we go. Got to be Bo Nix. Got to be Bo Nix. Got to be Bo Nix. Let's go to the podium.
About Denver having an opportunity. I said back when I did those mock 3.0 that this kid Bo Nix reminded you a little bit of Drew Brees. I compared everything. Hand size. Both had big hands. Bo Nix 6'2", Drew Brees 6'1.5". 20 rushing touchdowns. Drew Brees had 600 rushing yards that final year. 61 starts. Sean Payton, Bill Parcells, like experience. So we'll see what happens.
Here comes the commissioner with the selection.
With the 12th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Denver Broncos select Bo Nix.
Yes!
Quarterback.
Yes!
Oregon.
Yes! Yes!
You got your Justin Fields, baby.
Yes! Yes!
We'll see.
Yes! 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 Yes!
The man who wanted Paxton Lynch has got his Bo
Yes! It's the right pick.
No, it's not.
It is the right pick.
It's brutal.
It is not brutal. It is
Brutal.
the best draft the Broncos have had in forever. This is it. You got your quarterback.
Can't wait
you got
to
your
see.
owner. You got your
to
coach.
see a year away what you're saying.
It's not about 2024, unfortunately.
Dude.
I wish it was. It's much more about 2025 and beyond. Fantastic draft pick by the Denver Broncos.
Let's go.
Great job.
DMac, let's come back to earth here with the reality of the skill set of Bo Nix. There is a deficiency to push the ball down the field. There's a deficiency to fit balls into tight windows on 3rd down and 8. You got the 6th best quarterback. The 6th.
No. You got the 6th quarterback chosen. Is Lamar Jackson the 5th best quarterback? No, he's a 2-time MVP.
Fair.
And he was the 5th quarterback taken at 31. No. You didn't get the 6th best quarterback.
The drop
you got
off.
the right quarterback.
The drop
By the way,
off.
you got the quarterback you loved. You loved him. You didn't trade back. Nobody really
if he
traded
loved him
up.
so much, then why did Minnesota freak out and have to trade up to make sure they didn't go do that?
Because the Broncos pulled the okey doke on him. They did.
Okay, now it's the okey doke.
Did.
Now it's the okey doke.
Okay, do you think we're going to hear that the Broncos wanted JJ McCarthy?
Not now. They're going to tell you this is who they want it all along.
They will never show their cards.
Not out loud. Behind
I don't
the
think
scenes.
No.
We'll find out. Come on, dude. This is a brutal pick, but go ahead. Again, I ask you, then why did you trade for Zach Wilson?
Because they were afraid they would lose Bo Nix, in my opinion.
To who?
Whoever.
Nobody had him going this high.
Who had Penix going to Atlanta?
Some people, today they were talking about New York Giants picking
going 6th
Michael
to the
Penix
Giants.
Jr.
Man, I got to admit, man, the crowd is definitely it's a mixed bag.
Because he's
here.
the 6th quarterback. Because we've seen you force this issue before. How did it work out when you forced it, when you had to have a tackle with Garrett Bowles? The guy was terrible the first 4 years. They quit calling holding, then he got better.
Look at the celebration, rightfully so.
Really?
The Broncos.
A bunch of mild handshakes like we just ended a Zoom call? That's not celebration. Give me a break. But hey, man, you got your guys.
All right.
Now we find out.
I got my guy.
Your guy
brother.
was Paxton Lynch. We'll see if he goes
my
better
guy
than
was
Paxton
not
Lynch.
Paxton Lynch.
Yes,
That's
he was.
Foolishness.
Yeah, you had to have Paxton Lynch, and this is what happened. We had to have Drew Lock. Look how that worked
Paxton
out.
Lynch was drafted in the late 20s when we didn't have a quarterback.
This guy should have been too.
Look at this. They're showing the screen right now. Quarterbacks drafted tonight.
Great pick.
We're at pick 12.
Pick 12.
Pick 12.
Look at all of Mel Kiper's best still available. There's 5 or 6 guys, and they didn't even give
Still
his
haven't
name.
seen a defensive player come off the board.
You know what? I've been hogging it. Andy, go vent.
No, I'm done. I told you. I think this is terrible. It's terrible. This guy's arm sucks. I can't wait to see what you're going to do. He better be able to find outside the numbers. I told you earlier. All you're going to do is try the little crossing crap. That's what they were stuck doing with Peyton Manning when he hurt his thigh and he couldn't drive the ball anymore. And how quickly did they take that away in 2014? To the point where everybody in this town wanted to see Brock Osweiler start.
You want to know why the Broncos went out and got Zach Wilson free agency? Because he can make those throws. He can push the ball down the field.
Raiders, podium.
This will be
24
interesting.
NFL draft. The Las Vegas Raiders select Brock Bowers.
Oh, no!
Well.
Oh,
now
no!
we're gonna watch him in the division.
And with Gardner Minshew finding him. Gardner Minshew to Brock Bowers and Devontae Adams. That's in your division now.
I don't know
That's
about Minshew. I'd call him a little bit, but yeah.
Minshew led the Indianapolis Colts.
Yeah, he did.
I mean, he was
Yeah,
right
he
on the
did.
precipice of playing in the playoffs.
It's sad to see Brock Bowers' career end so quickly. He's now a Raider.
Well, have fun. I mean, hey, I'm glad. I'm glad you got your guy. This is gonna be a
Good.
fun couple of years.
It's gonna
and then it'll
couple
be
years.
done.
It'll be a great decade plus.
So this is
out of here.
Decade plus.
DMac, we're going to come back to this one in 2 to 3, 4, 5 years, and it's going to be one of those where we say we went with Bo Nix. Brock Bowers was sitting there right behind him. That's what you're going to have to make. You're going to have to justify that, and we're going to see how it plays out.
Or you're going to talk about you could have moved up too and got JJ McCarthy.
I still don't think that
You
was.
don't think you wanted him?
I really don't think that was on the table in terms of people picking up the phone. I really don't, because I think the Brock Bowers threat, I think that existed. I just don't know if it would have been a reality.
Well, we should check out the Twitch and text line and get some reactions, see what everybody's think. The Saints are on the clock, and frankly, the rest of the first round is kind of a.
I'll read Nick sucks. The Raiders are going to bleep him up anyway. Let's see. We got an elite tight ends to own us for over the past decade, man. That's awesome. When did the Nuggets start? I'm going to go out on a limb and say Sean Payton knows more than everyone else. Thank God for Jokic. Good thing Travis Kelce's almost done. Oh, wait. Terrible. It's bad when DMac wanted him. I'm going to be sick. Obviously, this is Sean's guy for whatever it's worth. Bumble the draft again. Bo Nix will be great.
Pause on that for a second. You guys like Sean Payton?
No.
You
Not
don't?
really.
You don't?
No. Don't
You
love
don't
him.
like- okay.
No.
Do you like Sean Payton?
I think the NFL's changed a lot since he had his success. I think the quarterback is a creator. The quarterback is not a robot in the 2024 NFL game.
You guys like Greg Penner as an owner?
I love Greg Penner as an owner.
You like Greg Penner as an owner?
Sure, but I mean, again,
okay, all right,
we'll
just
see.
checking.
He's willing to spend money.
All right,
Well, okay, but so what is accomplished here since he's taken over that tells you it's a slam dunk win?
Just
what,
that he
what-
picked
what
a
makes-
quarterback?
Yeah,
Is
he
that the
picked
litmus
your
test,
quarterback,
D-Mac?
so it's
You
great.
pick a quarterback
He
and all of a
picked your
sudden you're a
quarterback,
great
so it's
ownership.
fantastic.
The number one thing an organization has to do is figure out who their quarterback
Right,
is.
and this
That's
by
number
no
one thing.
means
And
means
right
that
now,
you found him.
D-Mac,
By
who
no means.
is your quarterback as the Denver Broncos? Who is
What-
your quarterback right
Bo
now?
Nix.
Really? Because
Yeah.
you just said he probably won't start right away.
Well, that's two different
He's
things.
24 years
Who
old.
is in his
He's
own
the same age as Zach
Dude,
Wilson.
You have no. Patrick Mahomes didn't start in his first year.
He had Alex Smith.
Fine.
A little bit different.
I don't really care because
Alex Smith was.
Guys, you are sleeping on the real story.
What is the real story?
The 53-32 split of Russell Wilson's contract, where they are bargain basement hunting for free agents this year. They are okay for Bo Nix to develop. It's not about winning this year.
Hold on.
It's not.
Under who?
It's not.
Who is in his way?
What are you
Jared
talking about?
Stidham?
No. Everything is a bridge to Bo Nix. It doesn't have to happen day one. In fact, it better not happen day one.
He's going to be a 24-year-old rookie quarterback.
That's right. And now you have 5 years. 5 years to develop a team around Bo Nix. It's awesome. Awesome. And you have $100 million
Not
in
if
cap
he ain't
space.
the guy.
Well, no kidding, Andy. But if anybody ain't the guy, they ain't the guy. But you can use time to do the right thing to
I
develop.
heard all the celebrating when Paxton was picked. And look how that turned out. Guy couldn't play.
He was
and
drafted
I'm telling
in
you,
26,
the tape tells
Andy.
you, dude, he would have been drafted 26 too. Give me a break. People are losing their minds. Look at the tape.
No.
Mike has said it. He doesn't have an NFL arm.
When you think
how are you going to fix that?
He would not have been drafted. I'll tell you this. Bo Nix, if he didn't get drafted there, he's not getting drafted. I don't know what round he's getting drafted.
James Palmer
He would have slid for a long time.
No doubt. Aaron Rodgers would have thought he fell hard. I mean, he might have gone in the third, fourth round if he didn't get picked right there. That shows you what the Broncos think of him. So if you're angry with the Broncos pick right here, for whatever reason, you don't trust the Broncos organization.
You're damn right I don't. What have they done that makes me trust them right now?
What have they done?
What have they done?
The owner has reinvented the entire team. He has reinvented the organization.
Hold on. How has the owner done that?
By getting rid of Russell Wilson, money was no object. Doing the right thing for the team was all that mattered. They have sunk a ton of capital and money in cash, and I get it. They're rich, really rich. They're the richest owners. And what we're seeing right here is where we should be grateful. We have the richest owners. They don't care about the money. They'll do whatever it takes for the team to win. It's an unbelievable declaration of belief in the right thing to do.
How do you know that yet? We don't know.
Well, I know because
of
what I just saw.
I'll ask
that
you this.
That is proof.
Let me ask you this then. Why didn't you just keep Russ and dump him after a year when the cap hit wouldn't have killed you so much and then drafted
Because Greg Penner believes in Sean Payton, who they spent a first-round draft pick and made him the highest. I'm telling you why. And they made him the highest paid coach. They believe in Sean Payton.
Do you believe in Sean Payton?
I don't.
I believe
DMac.
I actually believe in Greg Penner first. I believe in Broncos ownership, okay?
I agree with that.
You know,
What proof do we have of that, though?
That I believe in Broncos ownership?
What has he done that earns this?
They spend money.
They spend money, and they got rid of Russ. That decision to get rid of Russ, a lot of owners would have just said, too bad, it's your mess, I spent all this money, whatever, figure it out. There's a lot of owners that would have said, you need to figure it out. I can't take this big of a cap hit.
If this is a disaster in 2024, DMac, the quarterback play is an absolute unmitigated disaster.
In 2024?
This season.
For who? What quarterback?
For the Denver Broncos. Either way, Zach Wilson, Bo Nix, the way it goes, if it's an unmitigated disaster.
In 2020, go ahead. Yes.
This coming season.
Yeah.
This fall, unmitigated disaster. 3, 4, 5, 6 wins. What do you do then?
But that's what I'm expecting. That's what I think is going to happen. I think it's a 4 to 6 win team as constructed on purpose. So what am I going to do? Nothing.
But what if you don't see any signs that Bo Nix is even capable of being an NFL starter?
I'm not even interested in Bo Nix starting until like week 7 or 8. I don't care about that.
So Zach Wilson is your starter?
I don't give a crap who my starter is.
I do.
I don't care.
I'm going to show up to games. I'm going to invest my hard-earned money.
Well, be smart about it, dude, because they're going to lose a lot of games this year.
Right.
At least you got new uniforms to look at. But that's not what 2024
C.J. Stroud was a transformative player.
Payton real quick, since you have this undying faith in him. You realize Jim Harbaugh has been to a Super Bowl more recently than Sean Payton. You realize that, right?
And okay.
Yeah. So why do you have this undying faith in him?
Because of Greg Penner.
But hold on. He left New Orleans in a terrible cap hell they're still trying to dig out. He didn't leave them any quarterback there either. He got Drew Brees. That was it. So how do you know he's going to develop Bo Nix any better than he developed the kid out of CSU or any of the other quarterbacks?
There's no guarantees for anything. If there were
then why are you guaranteeing me they figured out who their quarterback is?
Because I believe
Zero guarantees.
It's no guarantees is what gives them the best chance. And I think this absolutely gives the Broncos the best chance of success.
I don't know how you can
When
say
you
that.
have a quarterback room currently before this pick that consists of Ben DiNucci, Jarrett Stidham, and Zach Wilson, if you're even having this conversation about that incoming top 12 quarterback starting or not starting for you, you got it wrong. You got it really wrong.
What, on day one?
Michael Penix Jr. would have started day one. I guarantee it. JJ McCarthy would have started day one.
Michael
Bo
Penix
Nix
Jr. isn't going to start until 2027.
I'm saying here in Denver.
No.
The two of them would have been
silly.
their talents and their what they've done recently is greater than either one of the options inside of the Broncos organization.
We'll go to the podium. I mean, that's right. Go ahead.
With the 14th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the New Orleans Saints select Tolaise Fuaga, tackle.
There's my guy.
There it
Oregon
is.
State.
That's Oregon State's big offensive tackle.
Does he hug Goodell? No, Goodell, he's getting off the stage. Oh, he's not even there.
Good for him. See, that I love that moment, too, about the draft, the family, all the emotions. Because it's not just you, it's everybody you represent, right?
Absolutely. You see right here, big Polynesian family back home in Waipahu, Oahu.
Nice.
Did you recruit him at all?
No, but I played against them. And their Oregon State offensive line, they were a little different than what we expected when we went up to Corvallis. And that guy was the anchor right there. He is
Wait
a real
minute,
one.
what year was this?
That was 22,
a couple years
brother.
ago?
Yeah, we beat Cal in the next games at Oregon State. Everybody's thinking, they're going to go up there and get the W.
We got 'em.
They looked a little different than us.
They always have.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, most of the teams since CU got in the Pac-12 have looked a little different than they have.
You know what's funny with the draft? One trade.
That's it. And to move one spot?
One spot.
That's it.
Yep.
I missed that one. I really did. I thought that there was going to be a lot more action with the possibility. JJ McCarthy, I think I over-evaluated him. I thought he was going to be a top 3, top 4 pick in this draft. And ultimately, I was wrong.
Whew, man. I feel like I should smoke a cigarette, and I don't smoke.
Well, maybe you need the White Claw.
We thank White Claw for being our sponsor.
You got one right in front of you. We're on 950. So those guys definitely used to sip a couple.
So, DMac, for months, you've been talking about your quarterback strategy.
Yeah.
Which is don't drop back, commit
move
to
up.
a guy,
Yeah.
or move up.
Yep.
Either stay at 12 or move up.
Yep.
I've been always about the actual player, who you're getting.
Yeah.
The actual player.
Because I'm not a scout, nor do I pretend to be. I'm not. There's a lot of people that there are some media people who do pretend to be scouts.
Don't look at me.
I'm
I
not
get
looking
my
at you.
information from guys like Mike.
I get it, and I pay attention to what happens collectively in the mock drafts. I don't look at just one. But by the way, you realize every name that's gone off this board, these are all names we know because of mock drafts, right? You guys understand that.
No, that's not fair. I work in CU. He's coached against. We
No,
know
but
Nix for that reason.
I'm talking things in general, because there's other people that, don't care for mocks. They think they're stupid, whatever. The mocks are killing this draft. The only thing they didn't get was Atlanta's move with Michael Penix. That's it. That's the only big surprise so far.
And I did hear that a couple months ago. That was a guy. That was a team that said, we love this guy.
Okay, well,
But it wasn't on mocks.
It was not on mocks. But that's the only one. Other than that, these are the names that we've been hearing literally for weeks. And we also knew that this was going to be a heavy-duty quarterback class. Now, next year, I don't know. Frankly, I don't care. If there's any sense of relief, you don't get to hear me complain about quarterbacks probably ever again, frankly.
I doubt that.
We'll see. I don't know where will I start? What would I actually say about it? What negative thing could I possibly say?
What happens?
Hey, listen, I've been carrying the torch for the better part of a decade on this particular topic. It's time for you naysayers who didn't want Bo Nix, pick it up. I'll hand you the torch, pick it up, and you can just talk about how lousy a decision it was.
The skill set, look, we talked about it. The skill set doesn't translate to the NFL. You realize 60% of his passes came at the line of scrimmage or behind. That's not NFL football. And you don't get receivers running wide open with one-on-one coverage with a whole big damn window to throw to. That's not NFL football. And again, the NFL is going to figure out what you cannot do and make you do it. I watched with my own eyes as they did it to Peyton Manning.
All right, so
one of the greatest quarterbacks to play this game. They knew where he couldn't go on the field, and they forced him to throw there.
I'm rolling with you. What can Bo Nix do?
To throw a short pass, that's great.
Yeah.
That worked with Stidham last year.
Bo Nix is
Two
built.
games of 16 points.
Bo Nix is built for the West Coast offensive schematics of 10, 15 years ago.
Okay.
You know Mike McDaniels runs the West Coast offense. They push the football down the field. Kyle Shanahan, he runs the West Coast offense. He also has the best supporting cast in all of football around Brock Purdy, a 7th rounder. Guess what? You don't have the best supporting cast in Denver, and you're not going to anytime soon.
Not anytime soon, but in 2025 you
But then a quarterback is absolute mush by then. What I think, DMac,
you realize they're not going to start him day one. You realize that, right?
Because he's not good enough, DMac.
No.
That's exactly why.
No.
Because JJ McCarthy would have started day one. Drake May would have started day one. Michael Penix Jr. would have started day one. That is a reality.
Dude, you think they're going to pay Sam Darnold $10 million and JJ McCarthy is starting day one?
Absolutely.
What do you want to bet on that one? I'll bet you a White Claw.
I already know that Sam Darnold can't process.
I got it.
I know coaches at the 49ers that say he cannot process information.
They're going to move in.
JJ McCarthy can process information.
It, but not on day one. They're going.
He played in a pro-style offense.
They're going to. Well, we'll see. That's an interesting use of $10 million.
I mean, they didn't know that they were going to get
JJ
JJ McCarthy.
Quarterback salary.
That's
$10
true.
million bucks
what does Jarrett Stidham make?
Backup quarterback salary.
All right, let's go to the podium.
I don't know. Is the podium ready? I'm looking at the Colts. The rest of the draft is kind of like, meh. But the Broncos.
Go ahead and take the commissioner's audio. Let's do this.
What do you got?
The Indianapolis Colts took the majority of their time. The pick is in, and we'll have the announcement coming up shortly.
Yes.
They're the first team to take the majority of their time in quite some time, so we've been able to catch our breath here a little bit and see what Indy does.
Look, I think there's a lot of quality at the positions that they need. And you just wonder if they're just having some debate. Well, not necessarily debate.
Right, well, we can come back here because I thought they were a little bit closer. We don't really need to hear a breakdown of the Colts. The timing of everything is pretty spectacular. We are commercial free, which has been awesome here on 950. It's been a blast. The crowd is a little all over the place. I'm not going to lie.
Honestly, it's pretty muted.
Yeah. The
reaction was pretty muted.
There was a limited amount of enthusiasm. Because I'll give you this. It's a confusing situation. It's not as obvious as it was in 2018 with Chubb versus Josh Allen, for example. That was more obvious. Because there wasn't an obvious guy you would take instead of Bo Nix. Not obvious.
Now I think you're going to have the discussion in 2, 3, 4 years. You took Bo Nix over Brock
who?
Bowers. Over Dallas
Brock
Turner.
Well, okay.
Those are two players that are going to be difference makers.
Who's going to, from a negative point of view, I suppose, who's going to haunt them, Andy?
He just said two of them.
Well, who do you think is going to?
Brock Bowers the most is going to be in your division. Now, look, they've got it. No, you know what, Steve? Forget about that. I'm not worried about the commissioner. We'll just read the pick there. Let's talk. He had his chance. He took too long to hunker that rear end up to the podium. Seriously. Next year, will Bowers hurt him? I don't know. You like Minshew. So it's Latu goes to UCLA. There's the rusher that we like. But a neck injury, remember, DeMarcus Ware cut free from the Cowboys. Our buddy John Lynch found his way here because of a neck injury.
Yep.
That's one of the reasons why he's going so late. But DMac, you're going to have a tight end in your own dang division. If he starts running all over you the way that Travis Kelce did, fans are going to be upset about it. Look, if Bo Nix develops, I'm happy to eat 3 courses of crow because I don't want to talk about bad Bronco football anymore. Frankly, I'd like him to get out of the damn top 15.
All right,
but I'm just telling you, the 5th guy with the skill set is described. Mike Sanford is one of 5 guys that have given me the same breakdown. I told you that. They hate the arm movement. They don't like the fact that he can't throw deep.
All right, but we are going to give Bo Nix some time to develop, right?
I don't like the quarterback room right now for him to develop.
You don't like the quarterback room? What do you mean? All right, fine. Let's get rid of a couple guys. Who would be the right quarterback for him to develop with?
Well,
let's do it. Let's bring Ryan Tannehill in.
That would be a great move.
Awesome.
But what I think is going to happen?
That'd be great.
I think that Sean Payton.
Sign me up.
I think Sean Payton has made his declaration by this pick of Bo Nix and the acquisition of Zach Wilson that he's going to have 2 cracks at proving that he is the quarterback genius that he says he is.
Yep.
And I don't know that it's going to be Bo Nix. I have my feeling it's going to be Zach Wilson. He's going to have the renaissance because guess what, DMac? He has the actual physical talent.
How would that – now that would be interesting. So there's really – I agree with you here. Here's what I agree with you on. There's no reason for Jarrett Stidham on this team anymore.
Not really.
No reason.
Because it feels like Sean Payton took his 2-game look and did not like what he saw when he went and got basically the trash heap of New York.
Yeah.
Not, with all due respect to Zach Wilson, but they didn't want him. They're paying $5 million for him to come here and play.
Yeah, I get it.
That's not quite the $50 million you're paying Russ to go play for Pittsburgh.
53 actually,
but it's up there.
Right.
But
I
just
actually
saying,
kind of dig that scenario. That's kind of fun. Stidham is useless. He doesn't matter. You should
You know who Stidham is? You'll know this well. Stidham's now Kyle Orton. This all feels very 2010 Josh McDaniels, where Stidham's Kyle Orton.
Yeah.
Zach Wilson is Brady Quinn, and Bo Nix just became Tim Tebow.
Yeah, because, there's no need for Bo Nix. There's no need for him to start day one. None. But you know what? I'd be curious what Zach Wilson's got.
I'm really curious.
Okay. And you know what? You can develop here. He's got 34 NFL starts. That's enough.
Let me
They're
ask
the same
you this.
age, too. It's crazy.
Since you're the guy that loves him, what do you think Sean Payton liked the best about Bo Nix?
His processing. His smart.
All right, then.
He's a son of a coach who's been around the NFL. His legacy is crazy when you see not only what his dad but his other relatives have done with football. This guy eats, drinks, sleeps football. Football. Had 60 starts. Is that right?
Yeah, no.
It's crazy what he's actually been through.
I want to make this really clear. I love Bo Nix as a person. I love his story. I love his journey. I think he has unbelievable and tangible qualities. I actually like him as an athlete a whole heck of a lot. I like his frame. I just don't think that he has an NFL arm. And that's a real part of the puzzle.
Well, how is Peyton Manning's arm in his last few years?
Well, I think that Peyton Manning, his last few years, he was surrounded by one of the best defenses in pro football.
There you
his
go.
last 2 years, it was rough.
And you know what? Now you can start developing other aspects of the team, too, because you know what you're doing now finally at quarterback.
But you gave up an opportunity to get a franchise-altering player. Where Zach Wilson, we just had that conversation, is, I believe, and you can disagree with this, is more physically gifted and has the traits
but the
to
problem
be the
is,
quarterback.
The problem with Zach Wilson in particular is his contract. He's going to be, you don't have much time on Zach Wilson before you'd have to pay him a lot of money if he's really your guy. Now you've got time. You've low-level contract for the next 5 years.
You only have time if this works out.
Now you can go crazy in free agency next year. And you've got Patrick Surtain.
So you're trying to tell me a bunch of guys are rooting to come here and play with Bo Nix all of a sudden?
They'll root for money, Andy, and they'll come for money. And Pat Surtain Pat Surtain should be thrilled. He is going to be the highest paid cornerback of all time. There's a chance that the belly, Quinn Miners, may be the highest paid guard of all time. That chance exists now next year. And you'll have money to boot to spend on whatever you want. And by the way, you've got a third-round pick. I don't know who the third-round tight ends are, but I'm going to look them up.
Ben Sinnott.
Talk to me.
You get Ben Sinnott out of Kansas State in the third round, all of my mood will change dramatically because the young man can absolutely
if he can't
play.
If he gets open on a deep route and the QB can't get it to him, then I don't know what good it is.
Andy, what do you think?
Hey, I will say this. Hey, Zach Wilson can push the ball down the field. He can push the football down the field.
Okay, but we haven't sat here all night for Zach Wilson.
But that's the reality of picking Bo Nix. And I've been saying it.
You guys are bananas.
No, we're not bananas.
How many times do you push the ball down the field a game?
Well, you got to create explosive plays.
With Jared Stidham, you didn't, and you scored 16 points. Because when you don't push the ball down the field, the game.
Are you about to?
Dude, I've been sitting for 4 hours. Don't take this as a move of aggression. My back's killing me. I've been here since 3 o'clock in the same dang chair. No, but go back to it now. I'm probably blocking people's shots, so I'll go down here. Is this less aggressive?
Yeah.
There's a table between us.
Here, listen. We've seen it how many times? Let's go to the Brian. Let's say, from what you've told me about Bo Nix, he's got the Brian Griese type arm. And you know what happened during the time with Brian Griese? They had to have 10 and 12 and 14 play drives. You know how often they were able to do that? Unfortunately, not often enough. Okay? You have to run routes properly. You have to have good people to throw to. You've got to have the route technicians. You have to have great blocking. I don't believe Bo Nix, the fifth or sixth quarterback in the draft, is raising any boats.
How about the fact that JJ McCarthy ended up being the fifth quarterback taken off the board?
Yeah, well,
that's mind-boggling.
The story of the draft right now, if you just
Michael Penix Jr.
No doubt about it. I mean,
Michael
good for you,
Penix
bud.
Jr.
You're on the BPE was strong in Atlanta.
I'll tell you what, I think that's a good pick.
I love it. Well, you know
what, DMac? You said that's not a good pick, but you said that you always have to take care of the quarterback first.
You do. I just don't understand why they went after Kirk Cousins.
Because Kirk Cousins give you two really good years, 3 really good years. And then all of a sudden you got Michael Penix Jr. ready in the event that Kirk Cousins does what he's done recently, and that's get hurt.
But you did nothing. Now, listen, it's Atlanta's problem. I don't care.
I think they built through the draft. That's the difference. The Broncos haven't built their skill players up through the draft.
I think it's bizarre to take somebody at 8 who's not going to play for 3 years.
You realize who the top 3 skill players in Atlanta, Drake London,
Yeah.
absolute freak. Kyle Pitts, absolute freak. Bijan Robinson, absolute freak.
All right.
So you already have the pieces.
I mean, you
just need to make sure that you
could
shore
have
up
got
the quarterback.
You could have got Brock Bowers.
And he should have.
I mean, if you're Atlanta, you could have easily traded with Minnesota and got another pick somewhere down the line. You can't tell me Minnesota. Listen, there's no doubt in my mind that they made an offer at 8. How could they not? And I bet you they were knocking at 9 too. I think they were probably paranoid, rightfully so. The Broncos were interested in JJ McCarthy. If not, why would you move at all? Why would you give up anything?
Well, but that's what I'm asking. If they love Nick so much, why are you calling on McCarthy?
By the way, you know what this tells me? The Broncos like Nix more than McCarthy.
No way. No way.
You think we're going to sniff around and find out something different?
I'll say this. If you were
you think Bo Nix was their second choice?
If you were at that combine and you watched in alphabetical order Bo Nix throw right after JJ McCarthy,
yeah,
there's no human being on planet Earth that would have said, I like JJ McCarthy less than Bo Nix.
What do you think drove Sean Payton nuts the most about Russell Wilson?
That he
Holding
wasn't
the ball for the second play.
That and he wasn't a programmable player. Yeah. Bo Nix is a programmable player.
It's like Sean's holding the Madden controller, and Nix is his Xbox QB.
What quarterbacks right now in 2023's season that we just passed us is a programmable player and executes the play like a robot every single time? Name one.
You help me. I don't know.
I don't know one. I can't name one. Because Patrick Mahomes is the absolute best in his craft. So what did the Bears they bet their entire franchise on finding a guy that can make the second play.
How about Tua Tagovailoa?
I think he's an RPO player. He's not a great.
He's not a programmable player.
He's programmable, but he's got athleticism to extend plays.
Well, Bo Nix doesn't have athleticism to extend plays.
But I think that was the biggest draw. That was the biggest draw, without question.
All right, I'll tell you what, guys. I got the text here, so let's go ahead. We're going to announce a couple winners that are on site there, DMac.
All right. We're holding. Look at this.
What do we got here? We got.
I'm holding a sign. I
so
can't read
now, can everybody hear us enough, or does it not matter? People know who won.
So this is a ticket winner for the Denver football team.
Yeah. So we've got our two. So we have our 2 tickets to a future game at Mile High and a John Elway autograph. The old school D helmet.
Love that D.
The uniforms everybody wanted back that are only coming back
3
part-time.
games. Yeah.
Boy, there's something about the last part of this name. Rob Ricks wins the pair of tickets. Rob Ricks.
Rhymes with Nix.
That's apparently Bo Nix's dad.
Yeah, that's right.
Rob Ricks wins the tickets. So come on up. And for this beautiful helmet right here, that's going to Nick Santarelli. Nick Santarelli, this is your helmet up here. Signed by John Elway.
Where are you, Nick?
Nick Santarelli.
Nick? Are you Nick? No, he's Patrick's hand. Nick? Oh, you don't have to be present to win?
Doesn't matter.
Oh, Nick's just stepped out into traffic.
Nick, if you're in the bathroom throwing up, I get it.
Was the last pick Taliesin Fuanga?
I don't know.
No, Byron Murphy went to the Seahawks.
But the pick before that was the Colts?
Yes, and they took Latu.
Oh, Latu. So then who got Taliesin Fuanga?
You know what? I can do this
the
for
Saints,
you, brother.
I thought.
New
Right?
Orleans Saints.
We watched that one, didn't we?
Yeah, we can recap everything. If I think people are. In all fairness, I think people are pretty interested in the Lakers Nuggets right now. which I don't blame them. I mean, I get it.
How long did we agree to be here again?
Well, till the end of the draft. But we just didn't know how things were going to go. You just didn't know.
We were kind of hedging the bets they might pull the old Eagles trade and go back into the 20s.
Yeah, there was a lot on that. So, but we'll hang out.
By the way, we just had a trade.
Oh, what did we get?
So Jacksonville trades with Minnesota. And now Vikings have moved up to 17, and they're on the clock.
Dallas Turner.
Yeah, oh my God.
Still off the. He still hasn't
what
gone.
pick is it?
This
17.
Pick 17.
Oh my God.
It's already in.
So wow, the Vikings are going to get Dallas Turner and JJ McCarthy. Holy cow.
That's a haul.
What a night for them. Huh?
How about the Bears? Rome Odunze
and
Caleb Williams.
You can get. Listen, man. That is one of the great things about the NFL. There is a salary cap, and the players get treated unfairly in contracts. It makes it great for the fans because you can really, if you're smart, rebuild your team very quickly if you do the right thing. And that's why the draft is so important. It's not a crapshoot. It's not a throwaway thing. The Rams have a draft pick this year for the first time, I believe, in oh my God, when was the last time the Rams had a pick in 2016? Something like that. And they're coming up soon. They're at 19.
What number is Bo Nix going to wear?
I know. 10 got taken by Wilson
Zach
today
Wilson.
in a shrewd move.
Well, Zach
he
Wilson.
figured he might make a little more money.
That is so fun. That did happen today, didn't it?
They took 10. He took 10.
Zach Wilson should wear number 9 in honor of the quarterbacks that I wanted to be in Denver Broncos uniform.
You know what he should wear? Number 6. He should wear number 6 as the 6th quarterback taken in that draft.
Do you go 3?
3? No, well, Wilson should have taken 3.
Are there numbers in quarterback Bronco history that should never be worn again?
Well,
17,
of course.
6 has been a little bit rough.
88 should never be worn again.
No, I mean quarterbacks.
Oh, quarterback numbers?
I'm talking like Jay Cutler and Brock Osweiler both had 6.
No.
Now Russell Wilson is donned the 3.
No. 7 and 18, and that's it. That's all you need to take care of there.
No. I mean, guys shouldn't wear them because the performance was so bad.
Let's see what the Vikings are doing.
To the Minnesota Vikings. With the 17th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Minnesota Vikings select Dallas Turner.
There it is.
Alabama.
Oh, what a night for Minnesota.
The NFC North had a night.
Yeah, that's a great pick.
You got to think about what's going on right now in the NFC North. They got an elite pass rusher. This dude's going to be an absolute freak. They got their quarterback in JJ McCarthy. I think he'll start.
And they got a great coach.
They have a great coach.
You got a great coach. Vikings. And well, hold on.
Yeah.
They traded up. They traded up for that.
They traded up.
From
now
23.
we got to see.
23 to 17.
Yeah, good aggressive move. So they traded twice. They traded twice. Good for you, Minnesota.
They're getting after it.
And they did that because they were smart to set that up with the. That is actually remarkable what they did. Because when they got that pick from Arizona, 23, I thought, well, they're going to be aggressive now. And they did what they did without giving up a future first-round pick. Whoa. Wow. I bet George Payton wish he still worked there now.
You think about it, Minnesota Vikings have built very intelligently through the draft leading up to this point.
Right.
Where they're not in a desperation mode. I guess at the quarterback position, but they got that accomplished without having to hemorrhage futures. That's an impressive accomplishment from them.
What kind of grade do you think Bo Nix is going to get for the Broncos tomorrow?
Probably not a good one, dude. You took the 6th quarterback halfway through the first 12 picks.
I think it'll be applauded because of the perceived system fit with Sean Payton.
I do too.
I think it'll be
curious
applauded.
to watch. But Mel Kiper had 5 other people listed, and Bo Nix never even made it in his best available.
But see,
so we'll see.
You asked, this, that. You know where we weren't? We weren't in the meetings.
True.
We weren't at the workouts for Bo Nix. We weren't at these things the Broncos coaches and personnel staff were at. So if you want to call out this pick of Bo Nix, you better be ready to call out the personnel department of the Broncos for being morons.
Yeah, I'm ready to do it all.
We'll go
see.
for it then.
So we'll see. No, look, Adam Schefter had a tweet. I'll read it to you.
Yeah.
More on the why they did what they did. He had this insight. So now I got to go find it again because he's tweeting about 1,000 times a night. But he had said that the Broncos had a private workout with Bo Nix right at here it is.
There you go.
Denver held a private workout with Bo Nix after his pro day. The night before the workout, as we've heard famously, they sent Nix 3 packets of offensive plays and installation. Next morning, they worked in the classroom. Nix crushed it per a Broncos source. Of course he did. The processor is his strongest part. What guys like Mike Sanford that I've been hearing are concerned about, not that you know the plays, can you throw the plays? That's the big concern. So we'll see. You know what? We'll find out. He schemes them open. They'll all be happy.
For this to be a successful pick, in my opinion, he's got to start. He's got to start in his rookie year.
Yeah.
As a 24-year-old.
No.
He's got to start in his rookie year.
Oh, start in his rookie year.
Yeah,
well, of course. He'll start at some point, sure. Of course.
If his processor's better than Zach Wilson.
I've heard good things about Zach Wilson's processor. I heard it's more about the fact that he had 3 different play callers in 3 years.
Listen, I'll
he was
tell
the
you,
number 2 overall pick.
I'll give you the best scenario. I'll give you the best case scenario.
And the second one in that.
You ready for this?
Sure.
The Broncos start 5-1 on the season, and Zach Wilson's killing it. That's awesome. You're winning games. Maybe you got a diamond in the rough. It's not stopping the team from winning. You're okay.
Okay,
wow. Now we have a decision to make because we keep going with Zach Wilson. What are we doing?
So you're all over me for having doubt about Sean Payton. Then let me ask you this. We've already got Zach Wilson and Bo Nix as the quarterback room. Then what is that? If his evaluation is so great, then what was Jarrett Stidham? Why did we bother with Jarrett Stidham?
Was
and why did you waste the money on Stidham?
Money. It wasn't that much money on Stidham. Quarterback-wise, it was like, what, $8 million, $9 million over 2 years? That's
but
like
if
nothing.
you dump Stidham, that adds to the bill of your Russell Wilson botherings.
All right, you got Stidham because you just didn't like Russell Wilson in the first place.
Okay, but you told me that we need to just trust him unquestioned about his quarterback evaluation. Why did you bring in Jarrett Stidham?
Because
that's a bad. It just seems
because
you went and got him right away.
Yeah, because he didn't like, I don't know, whoever crap he didn't like. I don't even know who was here. Who did they get rid of their Stidham?
Brett Rippon.
Brett Rippon was one.
Yes.
He's the backup right now for the Los Angeles Rams.
Whatever.
But I'm just telling you, I've already got one quarterback where this was your guy. You benched Russ, and you decided you had to see what this guy had, and we got to play him, and this is our guy.
Well,
I'm giving you the answer
DMac.
why I'm just not going to blindly trust Sean Payton.
Here's what I believe that this pick of Bo Nix does, is it puts the pressure on Sean Payton. And
no doubt.
And
Zero doubt about it.
It puts the pressure on Sean Payton, not just to get this right, but more importantly than that, for Bo Nix to have success, he's going to have to be schemed for success. Because
you guys realize if George Payton was in charge, this never would have happened.
Yeah, and I actually I'm on board with that. Yeah, I wish he would have won that power struggle.
So we see a turn, we see a change with this organization. That by the way, I think when it comes to the back end of the draft, hey George, have a field day. You got 3 fifth-round picks. You don't have a second-round pick. You got a third-round pick. Sean Payton's probably going to want something to do with. But the rest of the way, hey George, what do you think? George will get tossed some bones in terms of what they need.
I'm telling you, George Payton decided they would pick an all-pro corner instead of Justin Fields, who's on another team. I'm not going to be shocked if this works out the same way. You probably should have taken what could be an all-pro tight end or pass rusher instead of a guy that's probably going to be just a whatever.
Do you like George Payton as a GM?
Like him well enough.
I think he's a phenomenal evaluator of college players. I really do.
Were you on the radio crushing the Russ deal the day that it happened?
No.
None of us were.
No.
And DMac, let's set the record straight on this.
But I didn't know everything about Russ at that time.
Just like you don't know everything about Bo Nix right now.
But
it's no
guess
different.
who does? The Broncos do.
Do they?
Yes.
Because they ended up hemorrhaging the 12th pick.
They literally
and the talent available on the board at 12.
They literally
to
know
go get the 6th best quarterback.
The 6th chosen quarterback. We'll
6th
see.
best. I evaluated with my own eyes.
All right, fine. You think he actually is a 6th best? I'm sorry, Andy.
I don't know. Go ahead.
No. Sorry.
I will say that I don't think
plenty
there's
of time.
anybody.
Don't worry.
There's nobody after 6 that's going to be better than Bo Nix. I will say that.
There's nobody. All right, so Spencer Rattler.
He's not better than Bo Nix.
Platt or
not
Milton.
better than Bo Nix.
Okay. Or who's Hartman? I'm trying to
Terrible.
think of the other quarterbacks.
Yeah, Milton. I mean, he can throw the ball 95 miles an hour.
Throw that ball over the mountain.
Yeah, he is Uncle Rico. That's who he is.
All right, sorry. What were you going to say?
Going back, because again, you asked me why do I like George Payton? Well, I think he's gotten more picks right than not. I wonder why. Why didn't you see Mims more? Why didn't Riley Moss play more last year? Why did it take so long to get Drew Sanders on the field?
Mims was a mistake. Let's go through it.
I don't think it was
Riley
a mistake.
Moss was
the mistake was not moving Jerry Jeudy out of the way.
Oh, all right. No. Well, we're saying the same thing. It was no. He wasn't a draft mistake. It was a mistake not to play him more.
100%.
That was a mistake.
Which is controlled by whom?
That's Sean Payton. He
100%.
made a mistake. Sean Payton made mistakes. He was blabbing to Jarrett Bell. It cost him the Jets game. You can't say things in the media that actually lead to victory for the other team. That's a bad thing.
New England Patriots game.
That's right. Sean Payton made mistakes last year, guys. He did, no doubt about it. Drew Sanders was weird. Like, is he an inside guy or an outside guy?
He's always been outside.
Well, not at the beginning of the year because he was an inside guy.
But that's not his fault.
And by the way,
that's not George Payton's fault either.
That's a Sean Payton thing too.
It could, listen, it could be a Vance Joseph thing, but it was a coaching
But ultimately,
thing.
if you're the head coach, guess who the buck falls
Right.
with?
I know.
It falls on the head football coach.
And the cornerback, Moss, he was injured. He missed training camp. He was he never caught up.
I get that, but at some point, your other corner was so bad. So bad. Who was that dude, Delarian Turner-Yell?
That's a safety.
Played a lot.
Yeah,
but, yeah.
P.J. Locke ended up shoring that up. I think that
who was the corner that kept leaving? Who was the corner that basically
they got
decided?
Let's go see what the Cincinnati Bengals are going to do here.
My guys.
With the 18th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Cincinnati Bengals select Amarius Mims, tackle, Georgia.
That'll make Joe Burrow and his sore thumb and everything else happy.
That's a big fella too. Huh?
He is a good, long, big fella offensive tackle.
You know, we should say as a dark horse first rounder, Roger Rosengarten, who was in studio with us the other day, dark horse, maybe like for the Niners at 31, that sort of thing. But that would be cool. That'd be a nice local story.
The Rams are on the clock. I think they made a trade.
They made a trade?
Rams are on the clock. Rappaport says the Rams are actually on the clock right now.
Well, they're supposed to be on. They got 19. That's not a trade.
So it is there?
Yeah,
so it's just a reference to they haven't made a ding pick in forever?
It's the lady from the Titanic.
Yeah,
it's the old woman with the Isle, the Jewel of the Nile, whatever that was. Sanford, did we lose your family, by the way? They tap out? Yeah? All right, you got your daughters here? All right. By the way, Sanford, first one to leave the stage.
There it is. First tap out. First tap out.
First one. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, no.
He's got to go to the bathroom.
Hey, it's all right. It's all right.
We know. Tough guy.
Back in your music days, that's where you just threw on, what was it, In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida?
No.
What was the longest song you could have thrown on to get a break?
In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida was long. There's a long live version of Dazed and Confused. Put that one on once or twice. And Genesis had some bangers that would go
just
straight to
jamming live album. The Grateful Dead. Here's the whole album.
Listen, you can get some long versions of all that.
That's
sort of
the
stuff.
problem with Twitch. You can't get away with it anymore. The minute you leave, everybody knows.
I'm trying. It was a live version of Dazed and Confused. There was a Genesis one. I'm losing it off the top of my head. But there's an 18, 19-minute Genesis song that I could throw in.
Okay.
I'm telling you, I've done it all, buddy. I mean, there's times. I left the building one time and got a sandwich.
Those were the days. Nobody knew what you were doing.
Well, back in the day, there was none of this computer stuff. Back in the day, if the human being did not touch the button.
Yeah. Well, you were literally putting a needle on a record at one point, were you? I don't know about you, but they were.
It was faded out.
Were you doing a CD?
We were carts and then CDs, but I dropped a needle on a record once or twice. But that was like a specialty show.
I cut tape that was reel to reel.
Oh,
we all got a history.
If you give me a grease pencil and a razor blade and some Scotch tape, I can do magic. Trust me, no doubt about it.
Oh, man.
Took a smooth 3 minutes to get like a beep in. 2016 was the Rams' last first-round pick. I got to be really honest with you. I hadn't studied a lot this deep into the draft, so – you can coach me up here.
Rosengard might be your guy. Isn't he a perfect? Tyler taught him the zone blocking system of the West Coast, right? Too early here?
This would be really
too early. Too early, boys.
Crazy early for him.
I think Roger, great player. Most likely he's going to be a second, third rounder. I think in reality.
But you want to talk about a team? Rome Odunze, Roger Rosengarten, who's going to be there. And, obviously, your guy, Michael Penix.
Troy Fautanu, I think the offensive tackle
oh my God, that's right.
He's still not off the board.
Yeah, Washington really. The one game they laid an egg in the most was, unfortunately, this one. By the way, the Nuggets are about, what time is it?
It's 8:15, 8:20. Our guys have stood up. You can feel the
nerves
nerves at this table.
It's
all right, boys. It's all right. Come on.
Come on, baby.
All right, so they finally got underway. Wow, 8:20. Goodness gracious. Holy cow.
We actually got the better end of the stick.
Yeah.
We'll all be home before this sucker's done.
My goodness. Well, all right, that's going away. Lakers get the first bucket, and we're off and running. The Rams pick is in, and this is where I feel like Officially, nobody's paying attention to us right now because.
We're looking this way. You and I played some rock shows like this where they weren't really looking at us. We just happened to be in the way. But we were there. Oh, Joker. Aaron Gordon. What was that?
Oh, boy.
I don't know what that was. That was Sean Payton putting the card in. Hey! Just threw it out to nobody. So there we go. All right.
Yeah, we're going to be a little distracted, perhaps, as we go through a bunch of draft picks we really don't care about.
Well, and did we get the Ram pick? We're still waiting on that.
Yeah.
Roger needs a segue, man. We need to get Roger to the podium quicker. One of the reasons why Twitter's blowing up his draft is he can't get there
By
fast
the way,
enough.
if you want to cheat right now, Andy, go for it.
Well, now no one's doing it anymore. Let's see if I can find one. Let's see. Yeah, I swear it was crazy. They were all doing it.
What a fun night, though, man. And now the Nuggets are going and down 4-0 early, but, plenty of time to go.
But the Nuggets are going to have to withstand an energy burst by the Lakers at the
start of the game.
We're going to
get into Nuggets talk here? We can fill that in.
We can do a little bit of everything.
We're kind of doing a watch-along, I suppose, right?
The shooting is not great right now, so maybe we'll stick with the draft.
Well, the pick is in with the Rams. Mike, what else?
It's been in for 15 minutes. Where is Roger?
Yeah,
I wouldn't be
surprised. What else is interesting to you?
Well, I wouldn't be surprised to see the Los Angeles Rams because of all the success with all the motion, speed moves that Mike McDaniel's doing in the Dolphins. To go out and get a speedster here in the 19th pick, and I think that could be a guy like Xavier Worthy that ran the 4.23 at the Combine.
Yeah.
I could see somebody that gives McVay a little bit more firepower to be able to open it up.
All right, let's go to the podium. And there's Roger Goodell. Let's go to the podium.
With the 19th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Los Angeles Rams select Jared Verse, defensive end, Florida State.
There you go.
It's about where I thought he'd go off the board.
Nice pick.
Yeah, he's the most productive pass rusher in this class. I think that he did benefit from a really, really good Florida State defense. He was surrounded by a lot of really good players. And also playing against ACC offensive tackles week in, week out. It's not exactly like Dallas Turner, who was seeing all those elite players in the SEC.
Wow, is he only the second defensive?
Third.
Third.
Byron Murphy.
Yeah, okay.
But
no
none
corners.
of the corners have gone. I was just about to say that the Eagles are going to get their corner and not even have to trade if that was true.
I wasn't exactly kicked in the pants over the two corners. When I was hearing all the stuff about Quinyon Mitchell, he's going to be a lockdown cover corner.
Yeah.
No ball skills. Cannot catch the football.
Oh, we're going to show highlights against my Qs? Oh, dear. I don't need to see that. Lord. Quinyon Mitchell, Jared Verse, right? Oh, going against Jaden Daniels. Take that, Jaden. Up yours. Show you what life is like against the Commanders.
Bust of a pick.
Yeah, he's a speed to power pass rusher.
Jaden Daniels will be a bust off that highlight alone.
You know what? And I've watched a lot of Jaden Daniels. I have my doubts about him, seriously. I really do. I
think it's fair.
Maybe I'm scarred because
I have the same doubts because your guy Nix moved around too. They're all older quarterbacks. That's what's fascinating about this.
Yeah.
Drake May and McCarthy were the two young quarterbacks. They were both, 21 or whatever? Everyone else
was
24.
The youngest was McCarthy at 21.
Yeah.
I got one for you, fellas. Of these 6 quarterbacks that were drafted in the top 12 picks, who's going into the best situation? For a career.
Not the Bears.
Why not?
Because the history of the Bears. They got to prove it to me.
Yep.
That's just not good. And they don't have their new stadium yet. You're going to be playing outside in Chicago. It's just rough. It's rough right there.
Commanders
are a mystery. Who knows with the Commanders? I don't know. I mean, new owners, new everything.
It's got to be McCarthy.
New coaches.
It's got to be JJ McCarthy.
It's got to be McCarthy with the Vikings. And I don't know
Penix.
if he starts right away.
Penix is going into a pretty good situation.
Penix isn't going to play for 3 years.
We'll see.
So, I mean, if a good situation is carrying, Kirk Cousins' jock, he's in great shape.
See, here's why I'll say McCarthy. He's going to a playoff team with a coach that's established the identity of his team. So they've won. Last year, I mean, look, they went through how many quarterbacks? Kirk got hurt. I just think we talk about established rosters. They'd have much more of an established roster, and McCarthy's got Justin Jefferson to throw to. I say it's McCarthy.
Nix is in a good situation, too.
Not yet.
Well, I'll tell you what he's got. He's got an organization that believes in him. And
He's got a coach that believes in him.
Everybody said you only take a quarterback if you love him. Do you guys have any doubts? Listen to me carefully on this. Do you have any doubts that the Broncos love Bo Nix?
I think Sean Payton does.
Agreed.
That's semantics, brother.
Well, Sean Payton is the Broncos.
Hey, listen.
Sean Payton is the Broncos.
Talk about the
Same
reaction
thing.
in the draft room when they drafted Surtain. It was no different there. There wasn't a ton of high fives and hugging, and we got our guy. There's some polite handshakes that this is all done,
so there's
and
doubts.
we're moving on.
But I would make the argument that, hey, MPJ hit a 3, off and running. There you go.
Yeah. Is Kyle Speller here? That's not Speller, right?
Fine by me, man. I'm excited too, man. Our eyes on that as well. But no, the Broncos absolutely love him. Everybody was sort of demanding that. That is the case. So there you go. There you go. You got what you wanted.
Sean Payton got what he wanted.
I found it really interesting. Benjamin Albright had tweeted out at 1:30 p.m. today, or a little bit earlier, a long five sentences about all the different things that could go on tonight with the NFL draft.
So he's spreading his, wings free.
The first letter of each sentence spelled out, "It's Bo." I think the leak was on. I do.
Holy cow. Did he find the Declaration of Independence while he was at it?
The first letter of every sentence was, "It's Bo."
So you're telling me somebody who's connected with the broadcast of the team,
the flagship,
might have an inside source.
Might have an inside source.
That is bananas. That's crazy. Oh, guess who else predicted Bo Nix? Everybody else. By the way.
I heard your conversation with Kreckman.
I'll go with who?
He was the only one on our station predicting Bo Nix. You were. That was
you're right.
Nobody else.
Yeah, how did I get that? How did I nail it?
Oh, we know how you got it.
How did I get it, Danny?
You got a few people there, too.
Are you the Bo Nix championer? Are you trying to get us all to believe in Bo Nix?
Guys, you didn't need inside information to put these things together. You didn't. You needed to pay attention. Here's what you needed to pay
I paid attention to plenty. You didn't need to force this. This is a forced pick, period.
I
disagree.
Try to predict what I think the team's going to do, okay? But I'll be honest with you. I got cold feet earlier today because of those reports with the Eagles. I did. However, you realize those reports of the Eagles still had the Broncos taking Bo Nix.
No.
Which they could have done.
At a more appropriate spot, I guess.
Why would you not do that?
Because
maybe they didn't offer it.
Because they love him.
True.
No. Because they love him.
Because
and
he loves him.
Fine. There's no difference between Sean Payton and the Broncos. Sean Payton is the Broncos. When
100%.
I say the Broncos love him, it's Sean Payton.
So now let me ask you this.
It's the same thing.
How soon before George Payton moves on?
He's fine. No.
I don't know that he feels he's fine.
No, he is fine. Here's where he would have been in trouble. Had they traded Pat Surtain, he would have been in trouble. But when we saw all the stuff with the new uniforms, it was a lock that they weren't trading Surtain. So that means they weren't aggressively going to move up, which means they loved Bo Nix. No, George Payton is A-OK. Had they traded Surtain, that would have showed an incredible divide between Sean Payton and George Payton. There is no divide. They're in lockstep right now. I don't know why George Payton won't be here for the entire length of time that Sean Payton is here. Seriously.
Because I don't know if it's the job he signed up for. We'll see.
Signed up for, he's a career assistant, Andy. He's getting paid like $5 million a year to get Sean Payton coffee. What do you mean signed up for? You don't like that?
He's got control when he showed up here.
Dude, he's got like 4 kids who are going to be in high school soon. He doesn't want to go anywhere. He was in Minnesota for 14 years, denying other opportunities to be a GM. He is locked here. He's not going to leave. No way, man. He's
Steelers pick is in. I want to see what the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Let's see how they're helping out Russell Wilson. Let's go to the
To
podium.
make an impact on the field. But their impacts will be felt far beyond their field, but in their communities. No one embodied that more than Walter Payton. And today, the league's highest honor, the Walter Payton NFL Man of the Year Award, presented by Nationwide, recognized his lasting legacy. Tonight, we are proud to welcome the 2023 Walter Payton NFL Man of the Year winner, Cam Hayward.
First of all, I want to say thank you, Commissioner. And most importantly, I want to say thank you to the Payton family, the NFL, and nationwide. The NFL draft is special. To my fellow NFL players and the prospects joining the league this week, I want to challenge you. Use your platform to brighten someone's day. The opportunity before you is a gift. And by coming here and being in this league, seize that moment. Be better in our communities, be better for our league and our world. Thank you so much.
Wide receiver here.
Here we go.
Who?
And with the 20th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Pittsburgh Steelers select Troy Fautanu, tackle, Washington.
All right. Well, there you go.
There it is.
There you go.
3 University of Washington football players drafted in the first 20 picks. Pretty good.
And our guy, Rosengarten, who's, will be chosen
He'll
as
be
well.
picked in the next, probably in the next 15 picks, would be my guess.
Think 15? Where are we at, 20, so you don't think first round?
I don't.
You know what's crazy is how good the Pac-12 actually was this year.
It was phenomenal.
Yeah, when it's finally breaking up, they actually
You got to
got some
think
real
about
football.
it. Jaden Daniels ultimately came from the Pac-12.
No doubt.
West Coast quarterback.
ASU, yep.
Caleb Williams, Michael
USC,
Penix Jr.,
Washington,
Bo Nix,
Oregon,
Rome Odunze,
Washington,
and now Troy Fautanu.
I mean, it's
Taliese Fuanga from Oregon State.
Who's the first CU Buffalo that's going to go?
There's only one.
The rusher. Why can't I remember his name? 44, you don't think?
It's only going to be one if there is one at all. It's going to be the receiver that transferred to CU from South Florida. Xavier.
Yeah. I
Whatever.
can't remember anybody's name.
Xavier. There's so many names floating around. I was thinking Xavier Worthy.
You might as well throw out the 22 guys who left CU's program. How about Dylan Edwards leaving?
You see where he just signed?
No, I didn't. Where?
Big Red.
No way.
Oh, shut up. I did not see that.
Nebraska? $2.1 million NIL
No
inducement.
way.
2.1.
Holy cow, we have our new enemy forever. Wow. Wow. That is bananas.
I did not see that.
Yeah.
How could
well,
we?
I mean, God,
We've been locked in on other things.
I mean, good for him. I mean, that is, you can't turn that down. I mean, that NIL stuff is crazy, isn't it?
It's going to, hey, we're sitting next to a guy. It would drive him out if he was still in.
That's part of the reason it did drive me out.
Well, all they're doing is making college football what it truly is, minor leagues for the NFL. They're just making it official. So that's
yeah,
that.
but,
it's.
But
there you go.
It is what it is, right?
Well, coaches leave, get up and leave for bigger money. Now players can do the same thing. They've ruined college football. College football has been ruined because of it, but it's at least fair. The players are now on the same playing field, at least as the coaches.
All right.
It's not great, but, whatever.
Nate and I have kicked this around a bunch.
Go for it.
If they wanted a second-round pick,
and
I think they do, Surtain's off the table. You ain't trading him for a second-rounder. Who can you even trade to try to acquire a second-round pick?
Not by himself, but I wonder if you can package something with Sutton to get a second-round
Sutton
pick.
in a fourth.
Sutton in a fourth, you think?
It'd be Sutton and something.
Well, but see, here's the problem. Didn't we just
Sutton
talk about this?
Sutton and something.
You got, what, a fifth and a sixth for Judy, who's younger, and the Browns got to craft their own contract with him. Sutton, you're still living off that deal. Not that it's the worst wide receiver deal out there, but this is why when you want to know why I get frustrated with this, look, if Nix works out, fantastic. You did the right thing. I will give you your roses. Because, again, I'm not here to root against this team.
You realize you need to talk to me in 2027 about this, right?
No, I'm hoping.
You realize that. I'm not looking for a microwave here. You
that's
guys get that,
I mean,
right?
that's realistic. I mean, Zach,
about 26.
Zach Wilson was drafted in 2021.
That's 3 years.
I honestly believe to have the best shot to develop, you need 2.5 years of starts because you get all those off seasons too. So you need, first of all, your listen, you're drinking through a fire hose in your first year, all right? Throw it out. Throw it out. You hear from every single player, things slow down in my second year. I don't care where you're at. You need that time. All right, then you go from your first year to second year, things slow down, and now you're the guy. Now you're the guy, okay? You need that offseason as well, in my opinion, and by your third year, yeah, okay, let's go. I mean, you got to be a playoff team. Seriously. Bo Nix needs to, in the third year, 24, 25, 26. In 2026, Bo Nix needs to be a playoff-level quarterback.
Wild card is fine. You don't need this division
Whatever.
is Mahomes. But
Whatever. My expectations is that this team, Bo Nix in 2026, is in the playoffs, and I do expect in 2027, if you're not a Super Bowl contending team, it's a failed pick. I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
My point is, the reason why I'd rather you've gone a Brock Bowers or someone I think that's going to be quicker to be top of the class, if you will, this team has no talent, man. When you're talking,
that's right. You're right.
When we can't figure out who they could get a dang second-round pick for, that tells you how bad the roster is.
How about this, guys? Really quick. It's next year. We're here at Stoney's. White Claw is awesome. We're back in these same seats. You wimped out. Wear a diaper next time, brother. We're here, and the Broncos they win 5 games. They have the 6th pick in the draft. Who are they getting?
The 6th pick?
6th pick. Well, you won 5 games. You have the 6th pick.
Well, that's right. Hey, the
or
playmaker.
Maybe you have the 3rd pick.
The
I don't
playmaker,
know.
the offensive playmaker, whoever that is. Another tight end, another top receiver.
Is that who you're getting? Wide receiver?
Or a tight end.
What are you getting?
Wide receiver.
I'm getting pass rusher, baby. I'm getting my Von Miller, man. I'm getting my guy who's going to be a disruptor. And guess what, man? We're going to have quarterbacks.
Where are you going to get your pass catchers?
Because
Mims is not a 1 or a 2 in the National Football League.
We're going to get Tyreek Hill and his 9 children from his past
we're not.
10.
Come on
10.
now. Don't
10.
say things like that.
10 children.
Is that the most bonkers story, by the way,
God.
of the day? He has 10 children, and he had 4 of them this
in
year.
one calendar year. The man was busy.
And he's
the best
engaged.
part, the best part is
he's got a fiance.
Oh yeah,
he had 4 kids.
My man's got free time apparently.
4 kids this year.
Whew. My question for you, DMac, on Bo Nix.
Yeah.
Because I do think that you have a quarterback room with Zach Wilson and Jarrett Stidham.
Yeah.
Prior to Bo Nix.
Yeah.
What would deem 2024 a successful season for the trajectory of Bo Nix?
Not much. I really don't care all that much. Stay healthy, basically. Have the confidence of Sean Payton. Play where it makes sense for you to play.
And then in 2025.
The last thing I want to do is put him in somewhere to destroy his confidence. I think that happens to quarterbacks, young quarterbacks, all the time. I think it's you know what movie I just watched, I rewatched, is that King Richard movie where it's Richard Williams with Venus and Serena.
Right.
And they stopped Serena and Venus from playing in competitive tennis because they were – all right, we got
this will be interesting.
All right, let's go,
I like this pick.
2024 NFL Draft. The Miami Dolphins select Chop Robinson, linebacker, Penn State.
Interesting.
Combine freak.
Yeah, talk to us about Chop. Great name, first of all.
Yeah, Chop Robinson, a little bit on the lighter side, super twitchy, ran the best 40 time of any edge rusher. That is more of a traditional defensive lineman. Dallas Turner and he were the 2 big stories from the Combine. Chop Robinson, big, physical.
He's an edge rusher?
Yeah, but he ran.
Looks like a defensive tackle.
He ran a 4.4, 840.
That guy ran a 4.4.
Chop Robinson, 4.4, 840. I'll double check it.
What does he weigh? He's got to be 270 at least.
He's a big joker.
254? It's just okay. Maybe just
big face.
Beefed. Yeah.
just like you said about my guy Barry Sanders. He's always had the big face.
All right.
No.
All right, so Chop.
Barry Sanders is more the big body. That coat wasn't doing him favors.
Wow, he's like who did Tyler rip his pec? Tyler destroyed his pec. Elvis Dumerville.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he looks like a shorter guy. That's what I'm talking about. He probably I'm gonna guess he has long arms or something like. Oh, he can play from the inside too. Yeah, look at him. I'm gonna guess he's got. abnormally long arms
He does.
at that height. And that was what Elvis had, too. Elvis was a relatively short dude.
Elvis, his arms were stupid long, though.
It was silly, and it was funny.
I mean, I watched Elvis so many times get on the chest plate of some tackle, and they couldn't get their hands on him ever.
Well, and Tyler, for a guy as tall as Tyler, is actually has, like...
Nightmare.
Short little
Well, and he's
T-Rex,
tall.
T-Rex
Elvis
arms.
got under everybody.
Yeah.
That was the thing.
And that's why, in a two-a-day with Josh McDaniel, how about pat it up two-a-days? One-on-ones, two-a-days. Elvis Dumerville lost his pec to Tyler. Tyler destroyed that.
So the two fastest edge rushers at the Combine were Dallas Turner, who ran a 4.46, and then Chop Robinson. What did he weigh? 254 pounds. Ran a 4.58, as I said.
You know what? Now that he stands up, it actually looks funny. He just has a big head.
Yeah, he's got a big old melon on him. But
it's long.
Broad jump was 10 feet 8 inches tall. He's got a lot of twitch. It's a good pick for Miami. They've had a lot of issues staying healthy up front.
Well, this is what a position for the Eagles, who may have been interested in a corner to start
All right.
They got them all.
Who's going here? Is it Quinyon Mitchell or is it Terrion Arnold?
Terrion Arnold was slower than your guy
4.54.
Dallas Turner
Yes.
at the Combine, so probably Quinyon Mitchell, right?
Quinyon Mitchell can't catch a cold. I don't know if it's important or not.
Yeah, man,
You're going to see where the emphasis is placed here.
That is still such a huge leap to go from Toledo to this point.
A.J. Brown just signs to a 3-year, $96 million.
I know. How about that?
By the way, the LeBron crying has worked because there have been a number of very interesting calls in this first quarter.
You knew that was going to happen.
Well, I love how anybody else would have got fined, and instead they're just going to respond to his demand for more fouls.
Looks like the Nuggets are on track to play from behind again.
Well,
they're not shooting very well, though.
Again. 3 in a
right.
row.
We've seen this story.
Yep.
Well, somebody better get going.
Well, they always do. You don't need 48 full minutes of play. You need to hang in there.
Yeah, but
tougher on the
road. I'd sign up for a halftime lead.
Did you hear what Vic said with Michael Malone, that it's better to play slightly behind rather than with a big lead?
Michael said his dad always got nervous when they had a big lead because he thought they relaxed. I'd like to relax, DMac, not going to lie. But oh well.
10 points is literally nothing. Raj, good job, brother. We'll see you, my man. We got Avs playoffs tomorrow, brothers. This train keeps on rolling. It doesn't end.
I asked this real quickly as we're talking NFL draft. Why are the hockey playoffs so much damn more stressful than the basketball playoffs?
Because there's way more luck with hockey than basketball.
There's no doubt.
Basketball is almost all skill. It's percentages. Teams, if they're shooting lousy from three, tend to even out. In hockey, a puck against the Avalanche spun on its edge after it hit two posts, spun inside the red line,
flipped over just momentarily,
for a microsecond, and then spun out.
Oh, wow!
Shifley the other night. I know KCP finally hit one.
But did you see the pick?
No, I got no draft in front of me anymore.
So
Who is it?
Not Quinyon Mitchell, not Terrion Arnold.
Kool-Aid McKinstry?
Nate Wiggins, the corner from Clemson.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
The Combine was real on him. He was the dude that rose to the Combine.
Fast one?
He was rolling.
Okay, and I bet
he and Quinyon Mitchell were the two guys that absolutely were blazers.
Well, and listen, this is great proof. You love who you love, the position we all guessed, and then you have your evaluations.
It's just interesting. I think it was smokescreen to think that the Philadelphia Eagles were even going to consider try to trade up. Because why would you do that for Nate Wiggins, who was widely...
Why the smokescreen then?
I don't know that.
Yeah, but you love who you love.
Could it have been by the... Could have been smokescreen by the Broncos?
You know what's funny?
To justify taking Bo Nix at 12?
You know what's funny about the Vikings? They could have easily just laid back and still gotten – or not Vikings, Falcons. Falcons could have easily traded back with somebody and still got Michael Penix.
I don't know that.
Oh, okay. Hey, fine.
I don't know that. The Raiders were in business.
You're right. You're right about that.
And look, Minnesota was in business too.
You just get who you want.
Yeah.
You don't mess around.
And I think that's what the Denver Broncos did. I think that's what Sean Payton did.
Absolutely. As the Nuggets are, of course, coming back. They're going on a little run.
They're trying to, but
they will. They'll be fine.
Here's the thing. They're going to have to start to shoot better because I believe the refs whistle.
Yeah. Well, you're going to get some makeup calls because of, the two
makeup calls.
You are. That's
no. I just laugh at it. The Lakers shoot more free throws than anybody based off of past resumes, and it's stupid.
Right,
but whatever.
But if Jamal Murray shoots 40% from the field. Well, he'll probably go 9 of 24 again because he's done that 2 games in a row. It's just 2 very different ways. By the way, I'm all for calling that game Jamal made a shot. I think calling that game the Jamal made a shot game is friggin' perfect.
We had a great texter write in and call it the Laker breaker. And if they win, I like the Laker breaker.
Okay,
right,
so I was wrong. I was wrong. The Eagles, they had shown Nate Wiggins. The pick is not in yet.
Oh.
The NFL
so they had shown Nate Wiggins. I thought that was.
This past year, we played games in front of amazing crowds in London and Germany.
All right,
this upcoming season.
All right, just stay here, Steve. Just stay here. Go ahead. Just
South
leave
America in Sao Paulo, Brazil. And we will be coming to more markets on a global basis soon. The NFL's International Player Pathway Program helps foreign-born players reach the NFL. Elite international athletes have an opportunity to compete at the NFL level and potentially earn a spot on an NFL roster. One of the most successful players from the program is the Philadelphia Eagles' Jordan Mailata. Jordan is currently in his native Australia for the opening of a new NFL academy for high school football players. To make the Eagles selection, let's join Jordan live from the Eagles draft party in Burleigh Beach, Gold Coast, Australia. Take it, cool. Jordan.
Let's go. How good is this? Thank you, Uncle Roger. Good evening to those of you from the beautiful land down under. With the 22nd pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Philadelphia Eagles select Quinyon Mitchell.
There he is. That's who I had evaluated. I apologize to the text from the Shock Mazda text line. Where the hell is Coach getting his info? They're selecting Quinyon. It was because I misread the, Nate Wiggins had his name was on the screen right next to.
It's all right, Rook.
Yeah, hey.
Hey, man, it's like Bo Nix. I'm not going to judge you on it. You can make mistakes. It's all right. You'll be better next year.
We'll find out who made the mistake on Bo Nix. Me or Sean Payton in the coming years.
Yeah.
Hey, I do have an interesting thought, and I wanted to hear your take, Andy, on this. What do you think the pulse is going to be in Denver Broncos fan base around this pick of Bo Nix?
If it had been JJ McCarthy, I think everybody would have been wait and see, because the guy we all knew was Caleb Williams. The guy we were all learning about would have been a Drake May, would have been a Jaden Daniels. I just think, Mike, you have to understand, DMac and I, there's a reason why we're so used to doing all this. They've been doing it for a dang decade, feels like. They've not had a good answer. They didn't have a backup plan in place for Peyton Manning. Now, I personally believe that Brock Osweiler just stayed here,
I totally agree,
and hung out with Kubiak in a locker room that believed in him. I get it. You got paid. You didn't have to pay taxes. I don't know. I don't argue. I don't fault the man for that.
He was treated like crap too.
But because he went in there and Bill O'Brien is screaming at him left and right. He's trying to prove to the Houston locker room in a very different offense. I have to explain you the difference between the Patriot and the West Coast offense. And so he left a nurturing environment to go prove himself, and it didn't happen. Had he stayed here, I'm not saying he would have been – they'd have made it to the Josh Allen draft at least without having to do this stupid thing, and maybe things would have been really different.
DMac,
but they weren't.
DMac, do you think the natives will start getting a little restless?
I think
if a 2024 campaign shows very little promise.
Oh, there'll be no patience. You know that.
Oh, well, that's just the nature of fans, and you should see Twitter in the first quarter of every single Broncos game. It's the world is over. Trust me, if I went on Twitter right now, we're going to hear how the Nuggets are toast.
But I do believe
they're down 10 after 1.
I do believe that Greg Penner cares about the pulse of his fan base. I really do.
Yeah, here's what's going to happen. It's going to be like the bar. Andy's right about that. You realize I was the only person on – I'm glad we all put our names to what we wanted. I was the only one on the station that said Bo Nix, and I said move up to get Bo Nix, okay? But I was the only one that said Bo Nix. This guy wanted Bowers, as did the entire morning show. Nate wanted to move back.
I wanted Penix.
You wanted Penix.
Who went 8th?
You should be upset because that went 8. Well, you'd have to get –
You wouldn't have gotten there. I don't think you would have gotten there.
You'd have to deal with the Chargers and the Giants.
You weren't going to get there.
You weren't going to get there, so whatever. But at the end of the day, you realize –
He was the 4th best quarterback. No,
Tyler wanted Penix, not Nix, although I think he'll be okay with it. Hastings wanted, I don't know, he wanted to see me step in front of a school bus.
He wanted to get picks.
Yeah, he wanted to go into the second round. Hastings wanted to trade back twice.
Well, that was just because he wanted to be a jerk to you and me.
Well, that's right.
He thought that would have been funny. He
wanted
wanted you and I sitting here talking about nothing.
It would have been hysterical. So, what's going to be? It's going to be me being the voice of optimism and being very peppy, and it's going to be Debbie Downers all over the place.
No, that's not. Look, again, I'm not here.
Oh, what do you think it's going to be with everybody else? And that's going to be the fan base too. By the way,
I don't like the pick, but you know what we do now? We sit back and we see. I'm not sitting here trying to tell you.
Do you rally behind it?
You got no other choice. You want to know? You really got no other choice. Let me ask you this, though. Let me ask you this, because, again, I'm telling you, DMac, I'm not rooting for bad football. I grew up here. I still quietly bleed the colors of that they keep changing of this team, no matter what the damn logo looks like and where stupid triangles came from. But so I'm not rooting for.
It's not that hard.
Whatever. I'm not. Oh, now we're going to defend that. Your buddy's with the owner. I'm convinced of it. Here's the deal, dude.
I've had a conversation.
Here's the deal, okay? I'm not here to root for a crappy season coming up, but I also think this is going to be a hard sell because this was not the guy half the fan base was looking for. But you know what? This is Sean Payton's chance. You told us you did this better than everybody else. You're better at it than everybody else. In fairness, 4 other quarterbacks, because Caleb Williams was never going to go to anybody else but anybody that had the first pick. 4 other quarterbacks then went. So we'll see if you've got a better evaluation. It's going to be fun. Let me ask you this now.
This is so strange. For the first time in 10 years, I'm going to be the biggest cheerleader for what they just did. This is the complete opposite that I think.
And I think that's justified. I think I think all of us, anybody who's here,
you may be right. None of us knows who's right tonight. None of us. We will not find out. Let me ask you this though.
Yeah.
What do you think of this pick if Zach Wilson is the better guy? What if, let's just say for the sake of it, because he's in the room and he's got a shot.
Yep.
What do you think of the pick if it ends up being Zach Wilson's team?
God, that would be amazing. I'd be fine with it because the amount of success you would have is remarkable. So I'm for the Broncos winning, and I'm not going to root against Zach Wilson because – and I'll leave you with that. We'll go to the podium. We'll find out who the Jags are taking.
In the 2024 NFL Draft, the Jacksonville Jaguars select Brian Thomas Jr., wide receiver, LSU.
That was my wide receiver number 4. There was a big drop off.
Yeah, that's still a great pick.
Had the Broncos picked him at 12, it would not have been a tremendous value.
Yeah.
I think the Brock Bowers, Dallas Turner were the only 2 picks.
Because he's eating.
What do you got there?
You want to take a break?
I got a cookie, man.
Oh, it's just a cookie?
Yeah.
That was like the thinnest burger ever.
I already had one of those.
I need the menu.
Yeah, let's go. Let's get in.
God. Wait. You need the menu?
Yeah.
You don't think it's like hamburgers and tater tots?
I need to know which hamburger I'd like.
You think this is a miss? You think there's a lot? What are you going for, the prime rib here? What are we? By the way, the food here at Stoney's is excellent. I'm not saying that, but you can guess what you know.
I'd like to know what comes with what. Jesse, can I have a menu since DMac seems to think I need to.
What do you think comes with a hamburger, Andy? Hey, Jesse, let me see you.
Some places have chips. Some places
they
have fries.
Tater tots. He just ate a whole basket
of them. Some places
has
rings. Shall I read you the menu?
No, I understand what happens.
All right. I want to pivot into the most important thing right now.
See the menu.
Go ahead.
Yeah, we're in a Michelin 3-star.
Hey, I'm going to read the menu.
Yeah, I can't wait to see you.
What about a Stoney slopper? Would you like some of that?
Sure. What's a slopper, Andy?
Coach, it's a smash patty that
DMac
can get with cheddar jack, lettuce, tomato, onion,
a cheeseburger.
A potato.
What's a cheeseburger?
It was fantastic.
Green chili and fried jalapeno.
Oh, you kidding me?
You didn't see that coming.
No, it's a cheeseburger with fixins.
See, where are the sides? The sides are garlic parm fries, tater tots, waffle fries.
You're not a garlic parm fries guy.
Sweet potato fries, onion rings, or homemade potato chips. Whoa, what a call.
I can't believe they have that incredible variety. That's
DMac,
this ain't your slop pub in downtown Boston.
DMac, how excited are you?
They're just praying to stay open with the Boondock Saints stopping by.
DMac, how excited are you for the next pick for the Denver Broncos? How much value are you putting on that?
I do wonder if they're going to try. I know they're going to try to get in the second round.
Tell me how.
Cortland Sutton and friends.
What, though?
And
how many fourths do they have? What do they have?
Cortland Sutton and the Suttonettes. I don't know. I mean, it's hard. It's a lot harder to trade up. It always is difficult. That's why we saw, 2 trades, right? Both Minnesota.
All right,
here's
here's Denver's current situation.
And I'll tell you why it's
Round
tough.
3, 76.
Yep.
Round 4, 121.
Yep.
3 fifth-rounders, 136, 145, 147. A 6th, 207.
By the way, can I give you a hot take right now?
Give me a hot take. I want some hot takes.
Let's draft Joe Milton.
Oh, what are we doing?
Having just another guy, we'll see. 7th round, 6th round, something like that.
Yeah,
I mean, like that.
Guy's been to 2 universities, got beat out at University of Michigan.
All right, let me rewind. Oh, well, here's what. You know who I want?
Give it to me.
You know who I really want? Luke McCaffrey.
Oh, we need Luke
McCaffrey.
I
take it. We'd all be on board for McCaffrey, right?
I need a tight end. A pass-catching tight end.
Too,
and Luke McCaffrey.
Do you think Luke would fall to the 5th round?
I don't. I think it's going to be.
So?
I think
there's a sweet spot. People have told
me.
me.
So?
I think it's going to be.
Leggy, I think, said 4th.
I think the ceiling is 3rd. Floor is probably high 5th.
Well, they got 3 5th-round picks. If Luke's there, first pick 5th round, I'm grabbing
all over
Luke McCaffrey. I want a tight end too. Okay.
I want the tight end with the next pick.
But here's the problem.
Third round.
Coach, tell me if you don't feel the same. Jeff Legwold has been saying the issue with this draft is going to be once you get past a certain, like, mid-5th, if not the 5th, all the guys are like the same grade. So the value isn't going to be there as much in a 6th or a 7th. The guys we're talking about pairing with Cortland Sutton to trade up, teams may be like, no, man, you're going to have to give us next year's or something.
The COVID year and the enticement of NIL has kept a lot of players back in college.
Would you give up Cortland in next year's 3rd round pick for a 2nd rounder?
No.
No, I mean,
maybe I'd go as low as 4, but at this
team. Well, if they were to move up to the 2nd round, what would be the sweet spot? Like what for what?
Well, you
don't have to have a specific name, but for what position?
If you're getting into the 2nd, it's a wide receiver.
Wide receiver,
and there are some really high quality receivers. Adonai Mitchell still out there. A.D. Mitchell, who's a lot of people's 4th receiver in this class.
Yeah.
Where are we at right now? We're at pick number 24.
Yep.
Could be a little bit of a run on some receivers, some skill players.
Yeah, we got Dallas, Green Bay, Tampa. Nuggets are doing what Nuggets do.
Hanging around.
They're still down 7.
Yeah,
they're surviving the Jokic minutes.
But they gave up 33 points, so they've allowed 6 points in 5 minutes. That's it. They have the ability to just sort of buckle down defensively when they need to. That's what makes them so special.
When we come back, Jokic will be back in. Maybe this is where the run comes.
It seems like
maybe. Yeah, probably.
The key to their success is closing out the 2nd, 3rd, 4th quarters.
They do an amazing job closing quarters out.
Like the first quarter, it's almost guys,
they were down 3 after LeBron hit that crazy, logo 3.
But ultimately, they
were
closed
down
the quarter.
15 at the end of the first.
I'm not stressed. Yeah, that's what I told you. About? Hockey is so much different because here I am going, well, they'll make a run at some point.
The Avs were up 4-2 with 8 minutes to go, and I'm just like, well, they're going to stressed. I was convinced they were going to give up another 2 goals.
I thought they'd give up 1. I thought we'd have to sweat out the bottom.
Did you really think that game was over with 8 minutes to go, up 2?
No, it's hockey, and hockey's crazy lately.
I agree. I was stressing out the whole time.
Jerry Jones on the clock.
What's he going to do?
Well, I don't know. He's taking every last second.
Whoa, wow, that went far.
Maybe he forgot he was on the clock.
Yeah, these are always quirky times. The Broncos have drafted plenty of times in this spot. It's always really hard to predict exactly what they're going to do. I heard you guys, or one of the show, I think it was you guys, talking about the Sylvester Williams draft.
That wasn't us, but I remember it well. It was super weird.
And talk about a weird one that I predicted correctly. I'm kind of proud of that one. Again, it wasn't that I'm proud of Sylvester Williams, but that was a hard one to parse out, like who's left and who makes sense there. And sometimes it's about like who makes sense for the team rather than the player themselves. That happens all the time.
Well, it does, but it's easier for it to happen when you're more built than this team is. I mean, right now, DMac, honestly, give me a position that they could draft where you were like, they don't need that. I mean, even a tackle. I know they got some all right tackles, but guess what? Garrett Bowles is like a year away from probably not being a Bronco.
Let's go to – what's up, Steve? We're going to the podium.
We had a trade.
Trade? What's the trade, Steve?
Detroit Lions.
With who? Oh, Cowboys to Lions. All right, so the Lions traded up from 29-24. All right. Well, they got somebody they like. Cowboys don't care, obviously. I don't know. Well, there's plenty of corners.
I wonder.
There's corners out there.
It'd be interesting to see if
Terrion Arnold's still there.
If there was a player involved in this trade.
I don't know who else stands out. I'm just thinking Arnold's dropping. Terrion Arnold's probably dropping the furthest. Who else?
Nate Wiggins.
I could cheat right here and go auto draft.
Peyton Wilson, the linebacker from NC State. Yeah. Combine freak.
My funniest draft story is I was working with Alfred, and we were doing second round from the stadium, from the field house rather, and I didn't know second round. I didn't know whatever. He had studied everything. He knew it all. And so I was like, I don't know. So I just go on like best available on ESPN. I go, Cortland Sutton looks good to me, Al. I had no idea. Hadn't seen Cortland Sutton. He played at SMU. Wasn't watching that. And I was like, no. Next pick, Cortland Sutton. Looking like a genius. So I could just auto draft from now on. I swear to God, if you just went auto draft the rest of the way, you'd do all right. You really would. That's what's crazy about the draft at this point. And you cannot convince me it takes a genius to figure out the best 100 guys the first 3 rounds. You better get a starter. You're picking out the 100 guys, the 100 best college football players?
I think it's
Is
tough,
that really
man.
that hard?
I think it's getting tougher because the games are so different. They play a different style.
You got Jerzon Newton, Cooper DeJean, Kool-Aid McKinstry, Xavier Leggett. You got guys left. Oh, that's funny. You got a guy, Graham Barton. He's a center from Duke.
There it is.
Oh, who they got?
Terrion Arnold.
Oh, okay, cool. Good for
Terrion
him.
Arnold.
Nice suit.
To the Lions, right?
To the Detroit Lions.
We'll see what corsage he got his date for the prom. Looks good.
So you know what that means? The Green Bay Packers are on the clock.
Who are they getting for your guy?
Cooper DeJean.
Okay.
DeJean? I was close. Not really. Why are they getting him?
What'd you say, Cooper DeJean?
DeJean, yeah.
I don't know.
It's coin flip.
We'll have a chance to listen to it here potentially in the 25th pick.
Why is he your guy?
The dude's he's an absolute freak. He's a return man. Play nickel, play corner. Terrion Arnold's a pure corner. Doesn't have position flexibility.
Wow, Arnold's really dropping it, man.
He dropped a lot. Yeah. That was mocked to the Broncos. Left and right.
Trust me, I get it. My Lord. All right, let's go to the podium. Yep, go to the podium.
There have been quite a few surprises tonight that have left a few names on the board that we thought would be off it by now. But with the hometown team making its selection, the commissioner is bringing a group out for the announcement.
The Detroit Lions excel in engaging the local football community and growing football participation at the youth and high school levels. Joining me on stage are girls flag football players representing the first 4 schools that competed in the Michigan Girls Flag High School Football League and local high school football tackle students. These young men and women embody NFL values of respect, integrity, resiliency, and responsibility to their teams. Congratulations on your accomplishments in your academic and football careers. Now to make the selection, please welcome Ellie Fagley.
The Dallas Cowboys have traded the 24th pick to the Detroit Lions. With the 24th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Detroit Lions select Terrion Arnold, defensive back, Alabama.
Wow, if I'm a Lions fan, I'm pumped, man.
Brett
awesome.
Kane is currently ripping a cigarette.
Yeah, brother.
Ripping cigs.
Just ripping
Brett.
darts.
That could not have worked out better for them, huh?
Yeah,
that is awesome.
That's a great pick for the Detroit Lions. You know, it's funny when you're in these situations late in the first round. Just seems like sometimes the rich they just get richer.
Sometimes,
because everybody's got to reach for a quarterback.
Right, and that's
the top 12 picks.
That's a team that's going to put up numbers on offense, and there you go. That's why your cornerback matters. You realize that's been the biggest problem with the Broncos, with Pat Surtain, is because lead in any game, so you're not getting the best out of what you could get.
But you still need the good player to be there, period. Look, there's an old saying, when you reach for players. Well, come on, man, you want to take Justin Fields? They still have been drafting Bo Nix tonight. When you reach for players,
but if they had done that, they wouldn't have Russell Wilson, and they would have additional first-round picks. They would have had a better team.
The Bears are
Andy.
still thinking about trading for Russell Wilson.
By the way, are you convinced
Fields.
Are you convinced that Surtain is always going to be better than Terrion Arnold or Quinyon Mitchell? Are you positive about that? Because listen, the one thing college does, they turn out amazing corners and wide receivers. It's bananas how incredibly athletic and talented these young men are.
You know why that is, DMac? Because these kids are now playing year-round football, starting when they're 12 years old.
And they get with a personal trainer around
and
that
they're
age.
on 7-on-7 teams.
7-on-7 has changed
right.
it all.
It's changed it all.
So those corners, and this is why Surtain is great.
But you pushing back on them drafting an all-pro is ludicrous.
But there's all-pros every year at corner, Andy. Every year.
Doesn't mean you get them.
Of course
doesn't mean you get them.
If you're in the...
What do you mean, of course you do?
What number is this? What draft pick is this? 22?
This was 24.
Because people
24?
Because people, including the Broncos, reached for quarterbacks. There's an old saying,
Andy,
when you pass on great players, good teams draft them and come beat you with them.
The truth is, because of
There's
the depth...
no truth. You drafted an all-pro. That's the point of why you're picking.
Right. So Terrion Arnold's not going to be an all-pro.
We'll see.
Quinyon Mitchell's not going to be an all-pro.
We'll see.
What do you think their chances are? Pretty
when
good.
was Justin Fields ever an all-pro?
He
Andy, wasn't.
You're missing
Answer.
the point.
He wasn't.
Because you missed
I'm not missing the point. You just want to keep sucking more and not have any good players. Literally, he's the only good player they have left.
Andy.
And you would rather he not be a Bronco because you wanted Fields 4 years ago?
Who was the best corner the year after Surtain?
Who? Tell me.
Sauce Gardner.
Okay.
All-pro.
And
next year.
And so the Broncos,
you could have got him next year, Andy.
But you still would have had a crappy quarterback.
Well, all right, but now you still have as good of a corner.
How do you know they would have got Sauce?
And you don't have Russell Wilson. You have first-round picks the next 2 years.
You can't say that. You can't say it. The Bears had it, and they still were trying to trade for Russell Wilson.
You would not have gotten Russell Wilson because you would have given Fields at least 3 years, bro. That's the truth.
You don't know that. The coach would have been gone.
By the way, the Nuggets just... Is that AG?
Down by 4.
Yeah, they're doing their thing.
I just want the people listening to know they weren't applauding your brilliant point.
Oh, I'm aware because I'm watching the game too. I'll be honest with you. I'm out on the draft. They changed my TV, so I'm taking what they give me. I got 3 Nuggets TVs over the shoulder of you.
Yeah, that is true. We actually only have one TV on the draft.
What's crazy, though, is...
Oh, you got the draft kind of over there.
Kind of.
Yeah, Ben,
what are we at?
25.
So we're going to be off the air here in about, before you know it, 10 o'clock.
We got to go to the podium for the Green Bay
Packers.
The Acme Packers.
Green Bay Magic?
I need to hear who the Acme Packers.
So who did you say it was?
I said it's going to be Cooper DeJean. That is who Packer Nation is just desperate for.
They'd get the corner.
Get the corner.
Yeah, it's been lost in that too. All right, we ready for the podium, or are we?
It's still.
We're doing commercials. Oh, we're doing interviews. Sorry, there.
Everyone's a break. Yeah, they got to talk to. Is this your guy, Quinyon Mitchell, right?
No, that's
Terrion Arnold.
Terrion Arnold,
yeah.
The guy who ran slower than Dallas Turner.
This is great from my Dempsey and Company show thread. Text just came in. It was a quote from Nick Saban. So Nick Saban just now on ABC was talking about Toledo cornerback Quinyon Mitchell. He said he was our number 1 guy in the portal last year to try to get him to come out of the portal, and he would never get in the portal. So they were trying.
Wow,
they were tampering. He can admit it now.
Oh, well, Prime just gave that away. Prime was on an interview and was like, yeah, my daughter, she was an idiot. She didn't talk to anybody.
She didn't have the school picked out. Everybody knows nowadays you got to have the destination before you enter the portal.
There's a coach just telling everybody, like, hey, this is how it works.
We're all cheating.
He's upset with his daughter because she didn't do what he's been doing.
How funny is it that Nick Saban, who's essentially been running an NFL-style player personnel and scouting operation for decades, had Quinyon Mitchell as his number 1 corner on the board, and guess who ends up coming off?
Dude, Did you just see the headline on ESPN?
No.
Kirk Cousins stunned and disappointed by the pick of Michael Penix.
So remember, this is what.
Of course.
Now hold on. Were you there? Were you at this? Do you remember? Kyle Orton and Brady Quinn were bowling at a team event.
Oh, I do.
When
I wasn't there,
Tebow was
but yes,
picked,
yes.
and Orton just quietly went, put his ball away, and left the alley.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why that pick doesn't make sense
You know what the worst part about that is that Kyle Orton was 2/3 of the way to a turkey bowl, man. What's up, brother?
Oh, my God. So now you have controversy in Atlanta. Well, you have controversy in Atlanta.
All right, I think we're going to the podium here. Is that right?
All right, let's go.
Steve Nelson.
For the next 4 or 5 years is the offensive line, which has always been a strong point for them. Does it have enough depth right now? That's what you start when you look at the depth chart.
Premature podium.
My second premature podium.
Second premature
podiumulation.
Find the rhythm.
We
brother.
don't go to the podium until the commissioner's walking on TV.
I know. What is happening here?
We're getting a rally cry. Another Aaron Gordon dunk,
pick
maybe.
in the 2024 NFL Draft. The Green Bay Packers and hosts for the 2025 NFL Draft select Jordan Morgan, tackle, Arizona.
University of Arizona offensive tackle.
The Packers fans are stunned.
They wanted Cooper DeJean.
They're stunned.
They wanted Cooper DeJean, and they got Jordan Morgan.
Well, hey, there's a Bo Nix fan. No, sorry. That's a Packer cheesehead jersey.
That's a Jordan Love jersey right there.
I know.
Got a good, I don't know anything about
Hey,
Jordan.
another Pac-12.
Oh, I know.
Draft
Pac-12
pick.
is cleaning up so far. Wow, how many Pac-12 picks is? Well, let's go through it.
All
Let's
right.
go through it. SEC
I
or
think it's
Pac-12?
7.
What do you think? More SEC or Pac-12?
I'm going Pac-12. I think it's 8.
All right, let's count it up.
So I'll get SEC.
We go Caleb 1. We go Penix 2. Odunze 3. Nix 4. Fuaga 5. Latu 6.
Troy Fautanu.
Thank you, 7. And now Packers 8. Wow.
8 Pac-12 players. Go
Out
SEC.
of 25.
How many SEC?
We're going right now.
Let's go. We'll go
Jaden Daniels is the first.
LSU, right? 1.
Malik
Neighbors, okay.
Alabama, so J.C. Latham.
3. Georgia, Bowers, what's that, 4 or 5?
4.
4. Texas, Byron Murphy, 5.
No, he's not. They weren't SEC last year.
Okay, all right. Alabama, Dallas Turner, 5. Georgia, 6. Florida State's ACC.
8-8.
No, well, LSU 7. It's 7. Oh,
Yeah,
Alabama.
yeah.
Right, 8-8. Wow.
8 Pac-12 players, 8 SEC players.
How crazy is that?
16 from those two. What? Wow, the Big Ten.
Big Ten
No
had
wondering what's up.
Well, you got Ohio State,
Michigan,
and
McCarthy.
Marvin Harrison Jr.
Yeah.
JJ McCarthy is 2. Penn State had 3. Olu Fashanu, Chop Robinson. That's 4.
How about Big 12? How many Big 12 guys are there?
Texas, but they're gone.
0 then. Oh, well, you want to count
Well,
Texas?
I mean, Texas is still in the conference.
Not next season.
I get it, but then we're talking Pac-12.
But
All these schools are gone too.
I'm just pointing out where CU's headed.
Yep.
They go. Well, actually, this should be good news for CU, isn't it?
It's good news.
Look at the conference that they just competed in. I mean, it's a little bit easier path in the Big 12.
Is Shedeur Sanders gonna be drafted in the first round next year?
Of course he is. Yes, of course. You don't think so?
I don't know.
Wow, I don't know. Why wouldn't he be?
It's going to depend on what happens in the season.
This is unreal what's going on in this Nuggets game.
Well, no, it's
Jamal
not.
Murray just got wrestled to the ground with no foul.
Right.
And now they're going to call one on for Austin Reeves as he just got stuffed by KCP. And I mean,
Well, they're going to look at it right now. They're getting together to look at it. But every call that could go one way or the other is going to go the Lakers' way. You know that. So
this is
shoot
worse than I figured. I mean, Jamal Murray just got wrestled out of the air.
Reeves goes up.
I think they're going to look at head contact for
that's
a
gonna be
flagrant.
a foul. Oh,
no,
yeah,
the flagrant's
You're
what
right.
they're reviewing.
Right.
So
that's a block.
No, it's
but
definitely
there's contact to the head.
So even if it's a follow through after you,
well, but you got to remember that was the big thing that they were crying about the other night.
That's a flagrant. He just hit him with. Let's be fair here. He just smashed him with his forearm.
No, but he was going for the block. He didn't try to throw the elbow into the face.
That's the way it goes, though, brother. I mean, come on now.
So it is a 6-point game, but yeah.
They were down 10 after one. They were down 15 at half. Again, here's what's going on, too. Yes, whatever. They've only scored 51 points. I get it, the Nuggets are down, but it's not like the Lakers are ripping it up. So, I mean, who's going to shoot better and who's just going to play like they play? The Lakers are going to play just like this, and the Nuggets could get better.
Yeah,
or
Nuggets,
they lose this one and it's no big deal.
Right. Right now, if they, I had said it would be a 5-game series.
Too.
So, and this is the game most likely to be lost.
Right.
So,
which is the most okay game to be lost as well.
You could still break them by winning Saturdays.
Correct. And you had 2 days off. I mean, it's the longest rest that you'll have. It's fine. It's
I know.
More
I'm not
than
freaking
fine.
out.
No.
I'm just.
Plus, they might win this one.
You're
they
right.
Easily
but
can
I'm
win
annoyed at the predictability of LeBron at a podium crying and getting what he wants when anybody else would have been fined for what they said at the table.
In the last hour on the Pat McAfee show, Sean Payton was interviewed by Pat McAfee.
In the last hour?
Yeah.
During the draft?
Well, they're done, dude.
45 minutes ago.
They're done.
So,
yeah, but still,
but let me.
Okay, go ahead.
You don't think that Sean Payton's listening to the local pulse? This was his quote. Bo Nix is super intelligent. Check. He's the most accurate passer in college football history. Check. Quote, he handles the protections, and his arm strength is extremely impressive.
Well, there you go. There you go.
I'm just laughing. Sean Payton can't help himself, brother.
No, he can't.
He cannot help himself. They're not. You realize they're not doing media until after the first round's over.
Arm strength is extremely impressive.
Was
he at that same combine that I was at?
Oh, you talk to me. Sean Payton doesn't know quarterback arm strength?
I'm just saying, if you were I was sitting ground level.
Okay, just say it. No, just
watched
say it.
him underthrow.
Say it. Say it. Sean Payton doesn't know arm strength.
Ball after. I'm just saying, based off that evaluation. Now, I wasn't at the private workout, but I do know this: when you're forming a private workout, you can build a workout to get to the conclusion that you want to reach.
You know what Sean Payton's doing. He pays attention to everything. He's doing interviews with Pat McAfee.
I know.
Dude, Sean needs to chill a little bit, brother. He needs to.
He can't help it.
He cannot help it.
Being a big deal.
It's a bad habit.
He likes being a big deal.
He should not have done that. He should not have done that. You got to follow with everybody
Protocol.
else. Yeah, man. I mean, that's.
Well, it shows you they're done for the night, too. You kind of tip in your hand. You're not in there trying to.
Yeah, I mean, what are they going to do now? They can't do anything now. There's nothing to do. Nuggets get the last shot. Jokic. Tip
it's in!
That's good.
Volleyball.
4-point game and a half.
Let's go to the podium.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers select Graham Barton, center, Duke.
Good pick. Interesting that Graham Barton went ahead of Jackson Powers from Oregon, which a lot of people thought was the no question first center pick.
I'll give you something fun. And we saw this graph come up about centers. In the past 10 years, there have been 12 centers taken. All but one signed a second contract with the team that took him 20 years, actually past 20 years. So he is only the 13th center
in 20 years.
In 20 years taken the first round. That right there is the most guaranteed successful pick in this entire draft.
Because you got to love them to take them.
There's more certainty that guy works out for his team than anybody else in the first round.
You're not reaching for a center.
No. They're Graham Barton, whoever the other guy is. But I'm telling you.
Do you think Jackson Powers comes off the board too? Because they were. It was 1A, 1B.
That would be historic for centers.
Yeah, it was 1A, 1B going into the draft. Who was going to go first?
Well, if that happens, then he is there with the same basics. It's over 90% that this guy gets a second contract. Who drafted him? Who's the guy? Hey, time out.
Tampa Bay.
Hey, let's examine Andy's hamburger. What'd you get, Andy? Describe it.
What was it called again?
With some tots.
Well,
Going Napoleon Dynamite.
Now, Mike, he needs a menu. He needed a menu to figure out that's the way.
I could have done the chip and dip trio. We could have had the rock chalk with the pretzel bites.
You could have done both.
I could have had a soup or a salad soda guy. You want to check out the salad section?
No, because
is it a salad deal?
I more or less understand what the salad is going to be like here too. Fantastic. Fantastic. I mean, I get it. Had I ordered a salad here, I would understand. Let's go to the podium for the Cardinals.
The Cardinals select Darius Robinson, defensive tackle, Missouri.
You know what this table needs to liven it up? Some party fries.
Well, you could
pulled pork, party fries.
You could have ordered some big
buffalo
fella.
chicken party fries.
You could have been I'm glad you offered
loaded
everybody.
baked potato fries.
Notice that Andy didn't pass the menu around. He was
I offered it to mine.
Well, I've already eaten my son's. My son already left an hour ago.
What, you're not ready for round 2 right now?
No, I'm good, man.
I'm trying to respect your restrictions. You're in maintenance.
I am in maintenance. What are you in?
No, maintenance left a long time ago. I'm maintaining a healthy appetite.
All right, where are we? Are we almost done with this bad boy?
Yeah, we're your old
Where
Buffalo
are we
Bills.
at? So we're at the Bills.
By the way, we got to thank
28.
our guy. How long has Jesse been sitting here? How long have you been since 2 p.m.? Jesse,
he's the only one that's outlasted me.
Jesse's on close to 7.5 hours of figuring this stuff out.
He did move around, though.
Yeah, have you been able to go to the bathroom, Jesse? Or well, good for you. By the way, we are 2.5 hours into commercial free. It's fine. No big deal, right? You guys missing commercials right now?
We don't need commercials.
What do we need commercials for?
The voice is holding up all right.
No, we take a little. Let's
here
go
we
to the
go.
podium.
Here's another interesting anecdote for DMac's party.
Let's go.
Again to the Pat McAfee show.
Let's
like
go.
You spent a few minutes on that.
That's ridiculous.
The Broncos had the analytics staff isolate Nix's numbers to remove the bubble screens and other line of scrimmage throws. Remove all that, he's first in yards per completion.
Throw the ball down the field.
Yards per completion.
Per completion.
So that means an arrow route or a hitch route that one of his elite receivers at Oregon took for 15 more yards counts as yards per completion.
I'm just offering
It's air
you
yards.
an
I'm talking about air yards.
I'm going to give you some credit on something for sure. Big time credit. Oh, first of all, it's somebody's birthday. It's at halftime.
It's Rockies. No, I'm just kidding.
Rockies putting up some interesting half-court shots these days. Fantastic. What is the score? How much are they down? 6?
It's like 4.
4? They're down 4?
Whatever.
So they were down 10. They cut
They're
the
right
lead.
in the neighborhood.
If you listen to Michael Malone and Vic Lombardi, this is actually perfect.
What they wanted.
This is exactly where they want to be. So, good shape for them, no doubt about it.
Would you like a tot?
I'll take a tot. I can take a tot. Tot ain't going to kill me. I'll take a tot.
Yeah, he flicked it like it was a can of Skull. He took it. He wanted to pack
salt off there with that.
No, he needed to pack the potato particles.
Or he was trying to get me off of it.
He needed the potato particles to get more concentrated.
As soon as we're done, I'm going to have. Somebody's been dipping into the White Claw.
Oh, I'm in.
As soon as I have the White Claw, those tater tots going to be in trouble. You know what? One thing tends to go with the other. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, by the way, they've opened the doors here, and I can tell we're in Colorado.
We got it. Yes, you can.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's a Grateful Dead concert all of a sudden. That record's playing. The Chiefs have traded with Buffalo. Whoa, they're on the clock, baby.
Wait. Who's
hold on. Yeah, they traded with Buffalo. Chiefs
Wide
are
receiver.
On the clock.
Wow.
Wide receiver.
So who do you think?
Well, they're about to get better.
I'm going to say Xavier Worthy, the speedster.
This sucks right here.
And they're
This pick sucks.
Or Xavier Worthy or Xavier Legette, the big physical receiver from South Carolina.
Somebody who's going to be great. Somebody who's going to have a great rookie season. It's going to be a weapon for Patrick Mahomes.
I think it's going to be Xavier Legette.
Well, this is going to blow. Get ready to have your heart broken by whoever this is about to be.
Well, I think the Broncos helped by making sure 6 quarterbacks got taken off the board in the first 12 picks.
Coach. It's not about 2024.
Well, the Chiefs will still be there in 25, 26, and 27.
Hey, listen, I get it. We all get it.
Hell, they may be there in 37 the way this is going.
So based off the analytics that Sean Payton shared with all of us, Bo Nix is on a Patrick Mahomes-like kind of a trajectory.
Sorry, Zach Wilson, you're out.
By the way,
seriously, do they give Nix 10?
Give what?
What do they do about the 10 thing? The dude's the first pick.
You get humble.
You know what'd be great is give him if he takes number 1.
What was his number?
Because that was that. It's been 10 his whole career. High school, Auburn, Oregon.
Was
Zach
that
Wilson.
seriously a
that is
money-making
a pretty
move?
asshole move by
I love it.
Oh, can I say that?
We're good, man. We're on 9:50 a.m., brother.
Hey.
Maybe dump that one up.
Hey.
What time is it?
No, we're fine.
Sorry, dump that out,
Safe
Steve.
harbor, baby.
Dump that out.
It's 9:50.
We're out in the ocean.
It ain't intramurals,
Yeah.
brother.
Yeah. I don't know how clear this signal is anyway. It's no blowtorch, if you know what I mean.
Oh, my God. I can't believe it. That's embarrassing. Sorry.
What kind of torture are we going to put ourselves through with this Chiefs next pick?
Yeah.
Dan Tanner is here with a Nuggets update. It's good to see you, Dan. Halftime at the Nuggets game.
What do we think about Knicks, boys?
I love it.
Hey,
I love it.
everything you could predict.
I love it.
How would you predict that with
DMac's
Matt?
going to be insufferable tomorrow, Andy.
Insufferable. We already put up with 10 minutes of it. Are you kidding me? I'm actually
Tomorrow.
impressed it hadn't been worse.
Tomorrow, it's at the next 10 years.
I will give DMac some credit. I think he celebrated quickly.
Sure.
And then he kind of settled into
Because I
let's
think he knows.
analyze it.
We're all fixing to find out. That's the best part.
Yeah.
I will know.
As the kids say, we're going to F around and find out, right?
Yeah.
That's right. Dan,
So,
Guys, Aaron Gordon, 14 points. He was dominating the Lakers in the paint in that first half. They're down by 4, but much better second quarter. They gave up 33 points in that first quarter to L.A., looked a little nervous in that first quarter. Joker and MPJ both had 2 fouls in that first quarter. They took MPJ out. Malone actually stuck with Nikola, left him in there. Shows the trust he has in him to keep him in there in the first quarter with 2 fouls. But I thought in the second quarter, Jamal Murray started to come alive. He's got 9 points going into half after 0 of 3 in the first quarter.
Yeah, how's he going to
no
finish
points.
9 of 24 tonight?
He's just got to keep doing what he did in that second quarter, DMac. But it looked like he's more comfortable shooting the basketball in that second quarter. And I tell you what, boys, if Jamal gets it going late in this game, the Nuggets got game 3.
Oh, my God.
the refs.
The Nuggets are shooting guys. They are reality check. They're down 4. They're shooting 13.3% from 3. They've only hit 2. Did you say that 2 3-pointers?
The Lakers have 1.
Wow. So
the
this
Lakers are 1 of 11 from 3.
Oh, they're running up and down the floor now. The
Rims
reffing's been a bit
tight.
annoying, though, has it not?
Well, clearly the Nuggets, I don't know about the Lakers, but clearly the Nuggets are going to shoot better from 3. I bet
Are you sure?
Oh, yeah.
We're starting to hit a trend here a little bit.
They're going to, I bet you they end up shooting 33% from 3, something like that. Not great, but I bet it's something like that. That they'll figure that out.
Well,
no doubt.
It was interesting, guys. We saw Aaron Gordon get switched on to Joker in the second half of game 2. Or, excuse me, on to Anthony Davis. Joker started the game on AD, so I'll be really curious to see if Aaron Gordon starts on.
What are
Anthony
AD's
Davis
numbers
in the second
at
half.
halftime?
He had 16 points last I saw.
He's good. He's doing well.
So I wouldn't be surprised if Aaron Gordon gets switched back onto Anthony Davis in the second half.
More importantly, Dan Tanner, what is your take on Bo Nix, Denver Broncos quarterback?
Well, according to Sean Payton, he was 3rd on their board. So, look, I think the question boils down to, do you guys trust Sean Payton's evaluation of the quarterback position?
Do you, yes or no?
Do you trust Sean Payton's evaluation of the quarterback position?
Has he ever drafted a quarterback in the first 2 rounds? How can you trust?
What about Garrett? Where's Garrett Grayson taken? Do you remember that?
Later. He took Garrett Grayson, though, from CSU. He did take
3rd
him.
round.
Was it 3rd round? Was it that high?
3rd or 4th.
All right, Dan. What else?
There's nothing to be able to evaluate. I think our trust level in his ability to draft a quarterback in the first 2 rounds.
Well, we'll see, and it's all on Sean now. Like, this is his guy.
Yeah.
He's getting all of his players in there.
Podium. Let's go to the podium real quick. This is the Chiefs.
Oh, this will be interesting.
Here we go.
I can't see more. Keep that shit coming, man.
The NFL is proud to support the life-changing wishes that Make-A-Wish grants. One important wish was requested by a young man by the name of Justin Laverne, who was diagnosed with renal failure at age 15 and received a kidney transplant from his father just last year. Justin's love for football and the Chiefs got him through those treatments. Please welcome Justin to the stage, whose wish is to announce the first-round draft pick for his beloved Kansas City Chiefs. I'd like all of you to join me in cheering on Justin as his wish comes true. The floor is yours, Justin. Go get him, baby.
The Buffalo Bills have traded the 28th pick to the Kansas City Chiefs. With the 28th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the back-to-back Super Bowl champions Kansas City Chiefs select Xavier Worthy.
Oh my gosh. The speedster.
That's the guy.
The fastest athlete in the history of the NFL draft process.
All right.
Is now a Kansas City Chief. You know what this reeks of me? This reeks to me of Andy Reid watching the way Tyreek Hill has been used with the motions.
Let's go, baby.
Of Mike McDaniel. Watch out.
Yep.
The field is now going to get stretched.
Guess what, Patrick Surtain?
Better get to work.
Hope you're fast. That is the fastest guy ever to come out of the draft.
And the thing that's
ever.
interesting about him,
right
different than John Ross,
Skinny's, yeah.
His production at Texas was elite.
Yeah.
He had incredible production. He ends up getting drafted higher than Adonai Mitchell, who everybody thought was going to be the fourth receiver off the board.
This highlight.
This dude could go get it.
God.
Great ball skills for a guy that's a little bit slider. He's going to be used in a Tyreek Hill manner.
Yeah, but
this is Tyreek Hill 2.0.
You better go get a pass rusher, man. You better go get a pass rusher.
Problem is that he can get to 35, 40 yards pretty dang quick.
That's great. That was like a Demarius Thomas screen that he just. I mean, it's college, so you take it with a grain of salt. He's tall too. Well, what is he? Is he
He's 6 feet tall. He's not.
He's only 6 feet tall.
Yeah, but still though, he's. What did he run? A 4.23?
Yeah, I mean, look at he's just jogging and then boom, the okie doke right there.
Also has the ability.
He's not going to get coverage like that in the NFL, but
that's Alabama.
It's Alabama, number 2.
Yep.
I don't know, brother. I mean, that's probably Terrion Arnold.
That's Terrion Arnold. That's Kool-Aid McKinstry.
That's Kool-Aid. I don't know.
He had 1,014 receiving yards.
Oh, man.
That is a nightmare.
That's not good.
Tyreek Hill, boys, is back in Kansas City.
Wow.
And they got him at the very end of the first round.
We got Surtain, though. We got Patrick Surtain.
We're good.
So we're good, right? We got Surtain, right?
Who covers Kelsey?
Wow. Stop it, Andy. We don't need to worry about that. Who covered? I don't know. Alex Singleton? I don't know. Drew Sanders? Where's Drew Sanders playing this year?
Oh my God.
I mean, it should
not
be
on him.
Well, tell me a faster, better athlete than Drew Sanders on that in the linebacking core.
I hope you're going to draft one in the third round then.
Like who?
Dude, I got no idea. Listen.
I mean,
this
seriously,
is where
who?
the Broncos need to get, where you are just adding frosting to the cake. That's all Kansas City's doing. The cake is baked. It's decorated. Here's just another layer of great frosting to taste our cake.
That's bananas frosting.
Xavier Worthy coming in with the fastest 40 time and great play speed.
That's a little disheartening, isn't it?
It's extremely disheartening because guess what? He's got the best quarterback on planet Earth to be able to distribute
before we lose
football to him.
Dan, come back here just for a second. Well, no, I want to hear what you're doing on post game and whatever, real quick. What can we? We're almost done. So what do you guys got going over on 92.5?
What do we got going on? We got the Nuggets game going on.
I got it. What are you looking forward to in the post game?
All right, well, Berto and I will be over there. DMac's going to stop by.
Later, yeah.
Much later.
Yeah.
This thing, what pick are they at?
How many White Claws can I get in?
Well, what do you got so far?
0. I got some catching up to do. All right, let's go to the podium. Thank you, Dan. Let's go to the podium for the
Talk
Cowboys.
To you guys later.
Cowboys pick in the 2024 NFL Draft.
Good pick.
The Dallas Cowboys select
Good pick.
Tyler Guyton, tackle, Oklahoma.
Wow, late tackle.
Big fella.
Late tackle. How many
bit of a run on O-line?
Yeah, they said there were going to be 10 offensive linemen. A lot of.
Wow, he's a tackle, huh? That's
he's
very athletic.
He is
tackle.
very athletic. A little bit raw, but his upside is tremendous. He was at the Senior Bowl, put on an absolute show. Was the best. I think the best pass protecting tackle at the Senior Bowl.
Another big, huge, tall guy.
Taller. I think he's a shade under 6'7".
Wow. Well, we do have a little drama here left for Roger Rosengarten.
Okay.
to see about with the Niners. Are you leaving? You're a wimp. We're fine. You stay. Roger Rosengarten. I mean, I don't know what other drama is left here.
No, I think that's
guys,
it. No more locals, right?
Well, I think also the drama would be what the San Francisco 49ers do. I mean,
there was word they were going to try to trade Brandon Ayuk earlier.
Yeah.
Not happening, apparently.
Xavier Worthy goes there, and the Bills did that deal, right? So the Bills were okay, giving up Xavier Worthy? That was all right with them, huh? After
I guess.
losing
Diggs. Stephon Diggs.
But that's cool. We're good. We're the Bills. We don't need that.
So the Bills.
That's an interesting move, don't you think, that you would lose Diggs and you wouldn't? Okay.
The Bills
they didn't want him.
I guess not.
The Bills now have 32, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Bills have 32.
They got a whole bunch of seventh rounders.
I can see. I can see the Bills getting Xavier Legette, receiver out of South Carolina.
I wouldn't hate that. I mean, maybe
possibly Adonai Mitchell.
Something to help Josh Allen, right? I mean, something to replace Diggs somewhere.
So here you go. DMac, does this make you feel better?
I called Xavier Worthy to Kansas City pick.
So Kansas City traded 32.
Yeah.
And, of course, it's going to disappear. They got a third-rounder, 95, and then a couple seventh-rounders. So
the Bills got a third-rounder.
Third-rounder and a couple sets. So they did all right.
Wow.
It sounds like a pretty decent haul for moving up.
Yeah, and they're still going to get
a couple spots.
Look at this. The boardroom in Dallas. Everything they do looks like the Death Star, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, nothing beat Jerry Jones on his Bond villain yacht a couple of years ago when they were all picking from home during COVID.
When I got to the Combine, I was walking over to Lucas Oil Field Stadium, walk right by Jerry Jones' humongous bus.
How's that?
Oh, it is something else. And he parks it right outside.
Then you go to the Ravens war room, it looks like the parking lot of a McDonald's.
It looks like a high school war room. John Harbaugh.
No, seriously, though. Baltimore,
Johnny Harbaugh's got his blue-collar shirt on.
Hey, let's go from the Death Star to the Wire. Andy. Okay.
That was
menu.
something different.
Well, we got to have a menu, of course.
Well, there you go.
There
you are.
No, I'm fine.
Hey, would you like one?
I mean, I get it. It's a hamburger.
Pick some party fries. They sound delightful.
I get it.
Kevin Shockey hooked me up with some party fries earlier in the night. That's how I kind of got my night started with a little pulled pork barbecue on some crisp cut fries.
Oh, man.
Fantastic.
Well, we're having a great time. Of course, it's Stoney's on Lincoln.
How about this environment here?
It's awesome. Well, I mean, it's obviously transformed into a
tie game.
Meanwhile, the Ravens are about to we're at pick 30, 31. We're almost done here. We're close to being done. Jesse's been amazing. Steve Nelson and Mark Springer.
Awesome, as always.
Fantastic. I think the opportunity to actually go commercial-free.
3-ball. Nuggets are up.
Yeah, because they're going to hit threes. Right? They're not going to shoot 13%.
It was an
three.
MPJ 3. Be cool if somebody else could hit one, but MPJ doing his thing. Timeout, Darvin Ham.
Yeah, because
apparently Darvin Ham didn't have those adjustments that he was talking about after game one.
Seriously.
But why even say it?
I know.
I mean, it's the ultimate coach speak after a game. Oh, we held some of our adjustments. Well, why don't you just win the game?
Well, yeah. Hey,
it's
bro,
split
you're
Denver.
losing in the series.
Yeah,
I throw it all
split
at
in Denver.
You haven't won a game in 6 tries against these guys in the playoffs.
And dating,
maybe time to break out
the problem, too, is AD and LeBron are doing their thing.
Right.
Again.
And you don't have anybody else.
Guess what D'Angelo Russell is right now?
Nada.
I think he's 0 for 4 from 3 after going 7 of 11. Yeah, he's over 4 on. Well, let me refresh here. Hold on, let's see. I mean, he's obviously not doing much. He's over 5. Let's go to the podium.
Baltimore.
With the 30th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Baltimore Ravens select Nate Wiggins, defensive back, Clemson.
There you go. That's who we thought went earlier.
So Cooper DeJean is the one who has not come off the board, the Iowa cornerback. So you're looking at, in order.
Oh, he was in the green room. Whoa. So, wow. Okay, man. He went to Detroit. I don't know, man. Your heart's skipping a beat.
But I would say that this is most likely where this is probably maybe a ceiling for him.
I get it, but
because of Quinyon Mitchell, Terrion Arnold.
You go to the draft. You sit in the green room. That's a long night.
It's a long wait.
You gotta. I don't know, man.
You got a nice suit at least. I didn't get a look at it.
Yeah.
Can you have a cocktail in the green room?
Sure.
So,
I'll tell you what.
What are they going to do, tell you no?
I've never seen a cocktail in the green room, but I tell you what, man, Nate Wiggins, man, deserved a cocktail.
Who was the guy that was in the green room a couple years ago and didn't go until like second day?
Oh, and was there?
Remember
oh my
that?
God,
You know
yeah.
what I'm talking about,
He came
right?
back.
Yeah.
He came back.
He still was there.
I'm still
Day
here.
2 suit.
Yeah,
It
whatever.
was a quarterback, wasn't it?
I forget who it was. Yeah, that's a great.
The one
recall.
last year
But he was
was-
just like, screw it, I'm here. I
Yeah,
might as well go.
I might as well go back to the
You
green
guys
room.
remember Will Levis last year? That was uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure, no doubt
Yeah.
about it. All right, well, listen, if
Couple
we're
more
root-
picks.
if we're rooting for a fun story,
Right. It would
Roger
make sense
Rosen
here, though, wouldn't it?
Well, they loved him. John Lynch loved him. He had great time there, workouts. He got a note from, according to Tyler, he got a note from John Lynch that was, you killed it, we love you. This would be awesome. This would be really cool if Roger Rosengart was
It's
taking
either going to be
right
really awesome or really awkward if you don't pick him.
now. Well, they're having a party.
We love you, but
and
not enough at 31.
He was at Valor with Luke McCaffrey,
Yeah.
was a teammate of his, and incredibly, they won a state championship. I don't know how they pulled it off. Do not know how Valor did it, but they did with him, and we'll find out. We'll find out coming up. I always root for those scrappy underdogs from Valor. You private school kids, that's what Andy is.
Yeah, I was a public school guy myself.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, my kids too.
Los Alamitos High School in the mean streets of Long Beach,
We
California.
were 1 mile from Regis, but we chose Smoky Hill, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
They could do
Oh,
that.
yeah.
How was Mullen?
Oh, you went to Mullen. You
Yeah.
got to pay to go there, right?
Oh, yeah.
Hey,
Is that one of those schools that you pay for an education?
Somebody had to pay for
you
it.
know, if you get noticed, sometimes they hook you up with some help.
What were you noticed for?
What do you think I was noticed for?
Being imposing and intimidating?
No, it's good looks.
Andy was a lacrosse star.
I was
Mr.
told one day,
Lacrosse.
just don't miss practice. You can quit vacuuming. You
Don't
can
miss practice.
You can quit vacuuming classrooms. So,
well,
what
we
do you think
kid.
of that, huh?
We kid because we love.
We had Ryan Clement there. We had Emmett Mosley. We had a kid named Chester Burnett. Had a cup of coffee with the Minnesota
Mullen.
Vikings at Mullen.
Well, you had the running back that went to Syracuse and put on a couple pounds, and he was dominant there for a while.
Help me out. Who's that?
You know who I'm talking about, right?
I don't.
Oh, you really don't?
I don't.
Oh my God, I'm forgetting his name. Yeah, big
Yeah,
fella.
anyway.
Whatever.
Yeah,
Wasn't
they
that good?
had a pretty good run.
Oh,
Mullen,
AD, we got a wrist issue.
Ooh.
Oh,
he got his foul call. There's no need to grab it.
He got hit by Yoke. That's definitely
That's
a foul.
That's how he fell.
Oh, that might have been basket interference right there, by the way, on the end one. Watch where the ball is. Ooh. Might have got that a little quick. Nuggets up by
1 point. All right.
We got 2 more draft picks to go. We'll wrap this bad boy up. We're going to finish before 10 o'clock.
What do we think the realistic possibility of them getting into the second round is? Realistic.
Low.
No
very,
BS.
very low.
I don't think it's
They're
happening.
waiting till third, right?
Yeah,
I don't think it's happening.
Yeah, and I think they'll go tight end. And I think we'll look at third round tight end.
Okay, so then
The names of interest, I've said Ben Sinnott,
Okay.
tight end, unbelievable Senior Bowl, great combine. Theo Johnson
is third
big
too
tight
early for McCaffrey.
Probably. Lad McConkey hasn't even come off the board yet.
Well, there you go.
Draft starts tomorrow at 5 p.m. It's a little bit shorter between the picks, so you get through the second
5
and third
minutes,
round. So
yeah.
you'll 5 to 10 p.m. So it'll be happening during the Avalanche game. Avalanche, what time do they drop the puck
No,
tomorrow?
it won't. Well, it will, but 8.
It's late, right?
And it'll probably be another one of these deals like we got tonight where 8 means 8:20. Connor will be grumpy. Connor McGahee will not be thrilled.
I might sneak over to the Broncos complex then tomorrow and kind of see what's
Sit
what.
around?
Yeah, get the free food.
I don't know if is it still that way?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I got the press release.
It's been a minute since I got here. I haven't been at the Bronco complex
Oh, they
since
take care of you on
2019.
draft night, buddy.
Yeah.
You should come over, man. You want to come over on
Well,
Saturday?
I mean, clearly
You could
Sean
ask a
Payton's
question.
Yeah.
clearly Sean Payton's been
Yeah.
listening to my takes about Bo
You need to
Nix'
say,
lack
let's
of
talk
arm
about
strength.
these air yards.
Because I've gone in on that
Hey,
one.
put some headphones. Oh, do you need them now? Yeah, you like the pick, Jacob? Thumbs up on Nix or down? Thumbs up from 9 News.
Okay, that's all you need.
Sanford's leaving us. Big TV star.
Big TV star.
Big TV star. Work on that other career. Yeah, put away the sin. Good job. Don't need to see that on TV.
Yeah, look, man, I wish I could concoct some way they get into the second
What's the
round.
response going to be in our station tomorrow?
Well,
Give it-
you
give
know
it
what?
to- what do
Hey,
you
let's
think?
do this. Hey, Steve, just talk to me. This is producing on air. Tyler had a tweet from the Broncos party of the reaction to the Nix announcement. Steve, is it possible to play that? Can you hear if there was cheering? Because it looked kind of like here, about half and half. Now, that was at the team's official party down at Empower.
Tyler told me there was like 1,000 people there.
Oh, it looked packed.
So if it's a tepid reaction,
but there was a few jumping in a few. But I don't know, DMac. I don't know.
What would you say the reaction was here?
About a third was happy, and everybody, again, we got a couple boos. We got more cheers than boos. And everybody else is just kind of like, what?
But there was no overwhelming favorite, period.
Because, DMac, aren't we all just kind of conditioned in Broncos country to wait and see how it's going to work out?
Yeah.
How many guys have you been promised are going to be good that haven't been anything at any position?
All right, the pick is in for the Niners. It's probably not going to be Roger, but it'd be cool if it would be. Let's go to the podium.
Selected tonight does not appear as though we will get there. We shall see. The Niners will pick here, then the Bills will finish up round one. Here's the commissioner.
With the 31st pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the San Francisco 49ers select Ricky Pearsall, wide receiver, Florida.
All right.
Not Roger.
So there you go.
Yep.
So now I ask you, and Adam Schefter's already tweeting, does this signal the final nail in the coffin for one Brandon Ayuk who has to get a new contract?
Yeah.
If you're the Broncos.
Oh, yes.
Do you have a conversation?
Absolutely.
Would that be where you offer to flip wideouts with Cortland and a pick for Ayuk? You're going to have to give him a new contract in like 2 years.
That's a good one, Andy.
By the way, the Panthers have now traded up to 32 with the Bills.
Interesting. Wow, the Bills trade back
They're
twice.
bailing again. Whoever they wanted clearly is gone.
Well, I don't think they want. I think they want to acquire picks. That sort of deal.
They need to restock. They've had a cap tear down.
Yeah, it wasn't just Diggs. It was. They really did lose a lot of guys.
Yeah, they lost their secondary basically. Poyer's out of there, right?
Right.
So again, should you try to do something with Ayuk?
You know who moved up to 32? The Panthers?
The Panthers, Carolina. Who didn't have a pick, remember, because their pick was the Bears' Caleb Williams pick.
And they want that fifth-year option on somebody.
They must. But I don't think it's a quarterback.
Wouldn't that be something? Wouldn't that? I'm not predicting that either because it's kind of
ridiculous. I don't even know who's left, right?
Well, then you get into the Platt.
Not first round, guys.
I get it. No, I get it.
Especially when you took a guy number one last year.
Yeah, you're right. But it's somebody they want the fifth-year option on.
Sure.
That's why you do this.
Maybe a wideout.
It's somebody that you. God, that would be something else if it was some sort of quarterback, man.
I don't know who's left as a QB.
Yeah, no, I get it.
And you didn't go hire the Tampa Bay OC to not give it a shot with Bryce Young. So maybe it's a rusher.
The game's picking up some speed here with the.
Well, it continues to be an up and down affair where it's like a layup drill for the most part.
Yeah.
Not a lot of threes. Both teams scoring mainly from the paint, and Anthony Davis is just being He's had two really bad turnovers these last possessions.
Well, they're just going to lose heart at some point, right?
You would think. Now, let's see. LeBron just got taken out. Oh, they missed the shot, tapped back out, and now it's been saved. This is like game one of the Avs in Winnipeg where everything's just like out of control.
Yeah.
Do you remember the old Toots as the Cat? Bang! Three-pointer maul. Remember the Toots as the Cat skid on? That's what this is. We're going down the hill with the cat driving, and we're just waiting for the car to blow up. It's just a reckless game. Another turnover out of bounds. Yeah. LeBron with a horrible pass.
Yeah, because the Nuggets aren't going to shoot 13% from three.
Well, they don't have to. They keep getting in the paint.
Well, right. Yeah, I'll tell you this. If the Nuggets do win this game tonight,
it's over. It's a sweep.
Yeah, I don't know how. They may win by 30.
LeBron, he leaves and he starts talking to San Antonio about joining
Scott,
Victor Wembanyama.
If you heard Scott, he was like, you might see guys like, I'm injured, I'm not playing in that game. It might be that bad if that's the case.
Now the Nuggets just turned it over. Everybody needs to make this a little less sloppy.
We have one pick to go. We do want to thank our promotion staff, our sales staff, everybody that put so much work into this effort as we had 2 broadcasts going on at the same time. Steve Nelson back in control with Mark Springer. It's been fabulous. This 3 hours commercial-free has flown by, Andy. It really has. And, hey, props to you, bro. I mean, you're knocking off a 7-hour radio shift. I mean, my goodness.
Yeah, I guess so. You're
7
right.
hours.
I didn't even realize it.
Just smoking through 7 hours of radio.
That's what we do.
Why not?
Hey, didn't you do an overnight shift once, like
Case
during
Keenum.
free agency?
Case Keenum. They signed the news.
The guy that ruined your Josh Allen pick.
They signed Case Keenum at like 11:15 at night.
Oh, my gosh.
And I'm like, we got to do this. And they go, do you want to come? I go, sure. I'm like, let's just go. And we did it the whole night. It's like a Thursday into Friday, something like that.
That's
It was
right.
a blast.
Yeah.
But that, you know what? As long as that was, it wasn't as long as what you just did. I just did 6 hours. I did midnight to 6 a.m.
Yeah.
You just pulled off a 7-hour consecutive shift.
Your guy. I hope your guy's right.
You just finished. Is this a record for you? Seriously, on the air for 7 straight hours with the last 3 being not? You've done something more than this?
We didn't have a lot of air staff at 760 there, DMac.
What shift was that?
It's a draft.
That's somebody just
I
not
did my
showing up.
7 to 10 show,
Yeah.
and I had to come back and do the 2nd and 3rd round.
By yourself?
No, I don't even remember. I don't remember. There's just a whole lot of what. Hey, do you remember, though? Look.
Last pick.
Last pick's
last
coming.
Pick. Let's get the last pick. Here comes Roger. Go ahead. Let's go to the podium.
Metcalf and A.J. Brown were when they came out of Ole Miss. I'm telling you, he's shredded, he's put together.
A.J. Brown didn't go the first round.
That's exactly.
And if we're going to talk about those body types, what about a guy we had mentioned all night, Malachi Corley?
Yeah.
What about him?
Let's find out. Here's the last pick.
The Buffalo Bills have traded the 32nd pick to the Carolina Panthers. With the 32nd pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Carolina Panthers select Xavier Leggett, wide receiver, South Carolina.
Thought it was Leggett, but Leggett. I don't know, whatever. Good for him, good for them, good for everybody. The first round has concluded, Andy. So overall, the reaction to the Broncos taking Bo Nix is going to be mixed. It'll be mixed on Nix.
Here's the deal. You win games, no one's going to care, right? Win games, and he's everybody's favorite player.
But they're not going to. Hey, Jacob Toby from 9 News. Put on the headphones, my man.
What's up, boys?
First of all, me and Andy have enough self-realization to realize that on television, Mike Sanford is a much better choice than myself or Andy.
Hey, look, I prefer it.
We know how that goes.
Hey, Tom loves having you in on the 4. All right? So we love having you. I don't know if we've had you in.
No, I'm out of the loop for everybody.
You're out of the loop.
Since I got to, I used to do Broncos stuff, and then I was in the loop.
Okay.
And then we came over here, and it's a little different.
Tom likes DMac, so we have him on sometimes.
Tom Green?
Yeah, Tom Green.
I'm going to be giving him a stern text.
Okay.
Tom was feeling sorry for DMac because when I was fired, he was the first call.
Oh.
Made me feel better because, Kim was nice to me. Do you like the pick?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of wanted him to take Penix, to be honest with you. I thought he was going to be there at 12 because of the injury history, but I didn't really put too much stock into that. But, Penix, or Nix rather, doesn't make too many mistakes. I think Pro Football Focus said 5 turnover-worthy plays all of last year, least in the country. So, I think that's a good way to go if you're the Broncos. But at the end of the day, like the 6th quarterback taken, I don't know. You're kind of left with the last guy on the board.
What are you guys doing on 9 News tonight about it? We got Mike out at Broncos, obviously.
So Kliss is out at Dove Valley with Scotty Gage. They're kind of handling that stuff. So they got off the phone with Bo Nix.
Okay.
Sounded excited from what I read and heard.
Yep.
Kind of awaiting that George Payton presser right now. I think it's going to happen in like 2 minutes.
Yeah,
so,
that'll be interesting. That's the next step, and we'll follow that to hear. We're about to hear how amazing Bo Nix was. We're about to hear how he was their top choice all along.
Third guy. He said third guy to McAfee.
Which is understandable,
third
right?
guy on the board.
Right.
What do you mean third quarterback?
You got Caleb Williams. You got Jaden Daniels. What do you think? Jacob, what do you think that Sean Payton had 1-2 ahead of Bo Nix? What would be your guess?
I think Penix was up there.
I don't.
You don't think so?
I don't.
No way.
I liked him a lot more than I guess most people.
Well, clearly the NFL loved him.
Yeah, they did. I agree with this guy. He says all the time on our air, Penix was one of the best.
I'll tell you this.
He went ahead of JJ McCarthy.
I'll be pissed. I will be pissed. If we find that out, I actually will be upset about something. Because I think you could have moved up if you really wanted JJ McCarthy. But
I agree with you. That,
but
4th and 5th round picks, like, come on. I mean, that's pretty easy to be.
You know what I found interesting is the rumors, they were all true. Everybody linked, obviously, Chicago, Caleb Williams. Commanders all along, Jaden Daniels.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I wonder if it was all along. I wonder when that flipped.
Yeah, I don't know. I think there might have been some agent play in that. Number 3, I mean, the Vegas odds were right. Drake May going to New England. They were right.
Yeah.
By the way, the crowd is going crazy.
Deafening.
The Nuggets are they're lighting it up now. They can't miss.
The other one that's interesting is that JJ McCarthy.
Yeah.
What team was he most linked to late here in
Minnesota.
the Minnesota. Yeah. And where'd he go?
Minnesota.
And the only surprise, which did have a little bit of traction, I think about a month or two ago, was Michael Penix Jr. in the Atlanta Falcons. I'm anxious to see how that goes with Kirk Cousins because he apparently wasn't very fired up about that.
They gave him no warning except for right before the pick they called him and said, hey, we're going to do this. That's it. That's the only warning they gave the man. That's tough. That's
it's
tough.
NFL. Hey, he's made a nice living.
Well, coming off an Achilles to get $100 million.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what I say, Kirk Cousins? Win some playoff games.
Yeah.
Win some playoff games before you start spouting
I'll
out.
say this. I'll give DMac credit for this. We've disagreed a lot tonight. The Broncos have been so guilty of not having a plan at succession at quarterback that I am not going to knock the Falcons for trying to make sure we got another dude if you don't work out. Because the Broncos didn't have another dude after Manning, and here we are again, figuring out if another quarterback's going to work 8 years later.
Here's my thing. Is this Sean Payton, like, do or die? If this doesn't work out,
I think there's a lot on it.
If this doesn't work out,
there's
is this
kind of players he left
but
there?
Yes, it is. But he's got 4 years left on his contract, and okay, fine. Yes, actually, yes.
I would say yes. He's putting all his stock in this pick. I mean,
but he'll be 65 years of age at the end of his contract. He would have accumulated in 5 years $100 million. It either works out or it doesn't.
Well, but another reason why I think he's put himself out there, like the article in USA Today that got the Jeffs hacked off, he told everybody, I'm better at evaluating quarterbacks than you are.
That's right.
And this is the guy he took, so now we see.
Yeah, there's no question that the chips are at the center of the table for Sean Payton.
But you realize you get a year of whatever, and then it's really about 2025.
Ooh, I don't know yet. I'm not ready to go there with you.
Dude,
Zach Wilson and Jarrett Stidham are in the room. There's not a great bet. If his processor is so good, he should win the job.
I'll tell you this. Do not be surprised. Here's a little hot take for you. If Stidham is gone and Tannehill comes in, don't be surprised about something like that.
That is a hot take.
That's a hot take.
Don't be surprised.
Can they afford that?
Of course they can afford it.
Yeah.
What do you think Tannehill's going to cost?
But here's the thing. Tannehill wasn't
for
psyched about Levis last year. I don't know that Tannehill agrees to that unless he has to have a job.
Does Tannehill want money or not?
We'll see.
Well, all right, we'll see, I guess.
Dude, he got a nice rookie contract. The guy's not hurting.
Jacob, if you have the crystal ball, Jacob Tony evaluation.
Wait, we got.
Is Bo Nix? Stop. Stop.
I thought it was KCP.
Is Bo Nix your day one opening game starter in 2024?
I'm going to say no, but I'm going to say he plays probably 4 or 5 games in.
The predictable amount of time,
4 or 5 games in.
The old October switch.
Zach Wilson's probably going to.
Thank you.
I don't think Jarrett Stidham's probably in this much.
I think he's on the team at this rate.
What if Zach Wilson balls out, plays great football?
Then you need a quarterback. Keep going.
Yeah, you can go with Wilson. You can wait. There's track record all around the league of waiting.
Are you saying if they're 5-1, is that bad? No, that's good. Keep going.
Good.
They will be 5-1.
Well, you just said that
I'm saying if
doing
he's playing
well.
really good football.
What's their record?
3-2.
Okay,
they're good.
No,
yeah.
Way to go.
Hold on. What if they're like 2-3 or 2-4, but they're close games and the offense
Then you
isn't
put
the
in
problem?
Bo Nix.
No.
You're 2-4,
if
6
the
games
offense
in.
is humming, you leave it alone.
Oh my Lord, the season's over at that point. Give me a break.
Oh, here we go. I can already sense what the fall is going to be.
I don't want to. I'd rather see Nix day one. I don't really like Zach Wilson. I know you think he's very talented.
I think he's talented. I think he's more talented.
For a guy like me, for a non-football, you watch it every day. I watch a lot of things every day. I want to see Bo Nix. I just want to see Bo Nix from the start. But I don't think that's going to happen. Patience is fine. 4 or 5 games.
No.
Hey, man, Sean Payton said in this quarterback-rich class,
Patience.
Sean Payton already came out. He said that he was their QB3. Then he should be starting game 1.
7 hours of radio straight.
He should be starting game 1.
Right, we're done. We're done. We did it. It's over.
Yeah, I'm good.
It's a wrap.
What happened?
No, we're done. We're done. That's it.
We are done.
It's 10 o'clock.
The round is over.
Have we cut off the air yet?
No.
Let's keep going, man.
Good.
We're having a lot of fun,
Hey,
man.
do me a favor. Have a White Claw so we can sign off.
Well, now it's
I've
time.
had a few.
Sign off.
There's
now it's
other
time.
people, Mike. I know you're excited, but wait, when are you on again?
I'm on tomorrow morning at 10 a.m.
Oh.
I'm sleeping right here at Stoney's, and I'm going to get an Uber straight over to Lone Tree.
I got to get my, I'm on a flight 7:45 a.m. to L.A. if they win this game.
You better get to the airport.
To go see.
Wait,
If they win this game, only if 9 News will travel to get the sweep, to see the sweep. That's
It's a
it.
savvy deal.
Then if they lose,
Yeah.
I'm here.
Whatever. I love this. I love the guy who talks to us while we're clearly on the air.
You don't care.
Hold on.
There's
Yeah.
a beautiful sign that says on the air. You don't care.
I think
It's
he
on the
wants
air
a
where we
basketball or
You
something.
know what?
We have headphones on.
You know what,
Yeah.
Jacob?
Yeah.
You and I are here for the long haul tonight.
We are.
DMac and Andy want to. They
No,
want to get out of here.
Well,
I'm going to keep the on-the-air sign on and just get real weird up here.
Mike Sanford's on the clock till 10:30. 9 News at 10:20.
Let's go.
Say goodbye. Jesse's been. We're done.
No.
Jesse's had a long.
Yeah, I'm good with
He
Jesse.
says he's had enough.
Yeah.
We had a blast. It was great.
Thank you guys for having me on. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Jacob.
Thank you.
We
Thank you.
appreciate it. And we thank everybody else. Meanwhile, the Nuggets are going into the fourth quarter. Up what? What's the score?
They're up by 8.
They're up by 8.
I don't remember what it was.
They were down by 10 after 1, down by 4 after 2, up by 8 after 3. They're going to win by 15 or so.
Just survive these non-Jokic minutes.
They're hitting threes. Reggie Jackson did go out with what looks like a bad injury.
He was limping.
He needed some help off the court. You can listen to all of it at 92.5 right now. We thank everybody. We're on with it in the morning and nonstop. Knicks, Nuggets, Lakers, Avalanche, Jets. Holy cow. And I think the Rockies had a game. I'm going to just guess
They came
won.
back. They came down from 6.
They won.
The Rockies are smoking.
6 runs.
They're hot.
They
The
won.
Rockies are
It's
back.
the greatest
They're back.
day ever.
Brendan
Calm down
Rodgers,
with that.
All right, we'll talk to you
Brendan
later.
Doyle. We're hot.
I have no idea what's on 950 after us.
Yeah, you don't need to worry. Fox Sports straight ahead. Good night, all.
See ya.
KKSE, Parker, Denver. Altitude Sports Radio 950. The proud home of VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Altitude Sports Radio, the station for all Denver sports. We now join our previously scheduled program already in progress.
Seattle, and do you anticipate that he's going to be able to do the same thing? He's got a defensive-minded head coach, though, in Eberflus, who's going to, let him run the offense and kind of be a little bit hands-off. Are you confident in the addition of Waldron?
Not really. I know Geno Smith had that 1 year, but he was Geno Smith, and that 1 year was a heck of a year, but then he regressed then the second year. Waldron, I think, just like the guy we had, it wasn't his fault that Fields didn't work out. There's a reason Fields is gone because he couldn't find the secondary receivers. He couldn't make his progressions. He was 10-28 as a quarterback. It was just time to try something else, but this is a team that hasn't developed a quarterback. We've had, not even Cutler was a winning quarterback. He was 50-50. We've had the 3 quarterbacks that have won for the Chicago Bears since 63. Billy Wade, of course, and then you got guys like McMahon. Jim Harbaugh was 35-30, and Trubisky was 29-21. Every other quarterback that started over 30 games has lost, had a losing record. And that's just something that hasn't been, I guess, conquered. You're right. We haven't been able to develop a quarterback. You have a defensive coach now in Eberflus, who's now got another prize pupil coming in. We'll see what happens. But, I mean, you got a pretty competitive division. Detroit's out to dominate. You got the Green Bay Packers, who had a really good year last year. Minnesota